Say it isn't true, Sir Legree. Didst thou rape mine wife? No, Sir Carouge. Thine wife wanted the deed, begged for it even. Do not hateth the player, hateth the game. How's everybody doing? This is your boy Brota, and I'm doing this impromptu, semi-impromptu broadcast here, where I get to discuss how European society, and by the way, European society was not just created by Europeans. That's why I kind of have a stake in this, right? Because if you look at a lot of the paintings that are available in museums and online, even maybe even on Instagram, you'll see a lot of Moorish, dark as ink Moors in these murals and these tableaus in medieval Europe. So, having been or being of the bloodline that is not responsible but has a hand in European history and what we have received and inherited from European destinies, right? I have to speak up on this. And I encourage our friends and the European communities to speak up on this as well. You see, what you have now is sort of like a sickness. Many of the European community have a misconception about how they're going to be destroyed. Some of them believe that they'll be destroyed by invasions of Liberians or Libyans or Africans or Mexicans or Haitians, right? The thing is, no, no, that's not how you'll be destroyed. The organism will be brought down by a virus, not by an arrow. So when you have people within your own society destroying all of the bricks that you laid the foundations of your society with, that's what you have to worry about. Specifically, I'm speaking on the Twitterati, the Tumblrites, the hashtagtivists, and all these other forms of people who are speaking on behalf of me, they're speaking on behalf of you, they're speaking on behalf of the LGBTQIA plus left down back left right up and down Hadouken community. They're speaking on behalf of immigrants. They're speaking on behalf of purple people eaters from Pluto. They're speaking on behalf of everyone aside from themselves. They'll never speak on behalf of themselves because what they actually want is control of you. And they know that that will never fly. If they come to you and they're like, hey, listen, we have an agenda and we want to control you and everything you say, eat, live, breathe, whether you mask up or you don't, right? If they come to you and they say, yeah, we want to actually exercise complete control over you, would you agree? Would you let them get away with it? Okay? Anyhow, welcome to the Protect Show.
You, turn around.
You prefer the view from behind?
No, well, yes. You know I can't lie.
I'm actually going to be reviewing a film that I saw called The Last Duel. But before I even do that, let me cover a few different things, right? For example, one thing that I need to cover, I covered it last time. The only thing is the sound was really janky on the last video. For all I know, when I do the playback on this, the sound will be janky as well. However, I'm going to proceed as if everything's going fantastic, everything's going a-okay, tip top, right? And I will circle back. And if there's any hums and clicks and all these different things, then what I'll probably do is go back, maybe edit this video, and re-upload it. Hopefully, you guys will come back and leave comments in the comment section. Okay? That's what the plan is. Let's see how far this plan gets us. Okay, I saw the trailer for it was more like a teaser. I saw a trailer for the new Game of Thrones. You guys need to stop getting angry when they give you a horrible ending to a franchise. That's the plan. That's how they get you. You had one season all the way to 7 seasons of Game of Thrones over the course of a decade. Be content with that. Just erase from your mind season 8. What you gotta do as a Game of Thrones fan, 1 through 7, that's canon. Okay? And then season 8, erase it completely from your mind and read the book and then kind of like split the difference between the book and the series. Because what they do is they give you an incomplete, unsatisfactory conclusion to your favorite franchises. Remember, these people are masters of control. What happens is bad news travels quicker than good news, and bad news hangs around longer than good news. Think about the worst things you've heard about a person. Then think about the best thing you've heard about that same person. That person could have been caught sleeping with 3 guys' wives at once. Now that's kind of relevant because we're going to talk about The Last Duel, which was a story dealing with infidelity. But I digress. Imagine you got a guy, let's say Kevin, is sleeping with 3 guys' wives at once in a hotel. Then somebody that everyone around Kevin's entourage, around Kevin's social community, right? His friends, family, blah, 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 blah. Everyone knows the guy who's about to go into the hotel. The guy goes into the hotel, maybe he works there, maybe he's seeing Susie, somebody he knows or whatever, and he sees Kevin laying down with 3 wives of guys that he knows. When this guy spreads the news about Kevin, that's a horrible thing, to sleep with 3 guys' wives at once. Now imagine Kevin saves a bunch of babies from a burning building. Which one's more important? See, the infidelity, it can be forgiven. All the parties are alive, right? And the parties can forgive each other eventually with time. But if the babies burn in that fire and they're dead, that's immensely tragic. So him having saved those babies, that news should have stuck around, right? But I want you to think of, imagine the balance, right? A scale. Those 2 incidences, right? Think about which one will last longer floating around out there in society. Kevin will be known not as a baby savior, he'll be known as the wife fucker. That's how that works. That's how it works. Anyhow, let me continue here. There was a point I was actually going to make with that, but then the whole analogy got me entertained and I forgot. I don't know where that came from. I actually, you know what it is? It's actually several incidences of people that I've known that have done stuff like that. And then now I'm remembering it. Hold on one second. Radical Latino says, oh, I sound like I'm in a closet? Or in the closet. Hold on. Right. Do I sound like I'm in a closet or the closet? If I'm in a closet, then it's bad sound. If I sound like I'm in D closet, I'm saying some real suspect shit. Now, I don't know what I said that's kind of suspect, but I'm more worried about the sound fidelity than I am about anyone misconstruing what I say and labeling me gay, right? But speaking on gayness, did y'all know that not Mike Myers, not all right, baby, not Mike Myers, Michael Myers, the serial killer, the fictional serial killer from the Halloween franchise. Did you know he's homophobic now for some reason? Yeah, hold on one second. Let me see if I can actually share this. Share. Apparently, Michael Myers is share screen. Give me 1 second, people. I'm gonna share the screen. The only thing is, I I'm kind of proud of our brothers and sisters in the I'm proud of our brothers and sisters in the LGBTQIA community. Anyone who's here, probably like 2 or 3 people at this point, because no one, I picked a hell of a time to do this broadcast when no one's here. But if you happen to be in the room, type 1 if the sound is okay, type 2 if it's not. Y'all share with system audio. Okay, let's see what we got. What I want to do is read. All you gotta do is fucking read, man. Hold on. I'm getting feedback from myself. Brotep is interrupting Brotep. We mute this tab so that Brotep, this guy Brotep, this troublemaker, my stuff. All right, so horror fan. If you guys are not seeing this now, you're not seeing this because I am being a moron. I still have this up. Why do I have this up? Calm down. Why? My God. Would you please get your act together, Brotep? My fans are calling Michael Myers homophobic after Halloween kills. Michael Myers may have gone too far. How did he go too far? As far as I know, first of all, I didn't know they were still making these things. Who's still watching Michael Myers movies? Who's still watching Halloween? Didn't we move on? I thought the horror movie game kind of like evolved past the typical slasher stuff. I mean, what happened? We had during the 2010s. No. During the 2000 mid 2000s, we had an influx of horror movies that are coming over from Japan, and they were getting remade. Okay, so around 2008, 2007, we were getting all The Ring, The Grudge, right? Okay, hold on. Michael Myers may have gone too far this time. While horror fans, uh, while horror fans have struck, Brotep can't read tonight. Apparently, Brotep, you know what it is. Brotep has been diagnosed with Shivoism. Brotep sounds like Shivo now. Uh, um, this fat bastard. Michael Myers may have gone too far this time. While horror fans have stuck by the shape as he's murdered his way through, stuck by the shape, really? as he murdered his way through the town of Haddonfield and beyond over the past 40 years. This was very poorly written. Halloween Kills is turning out to be controversial for a number of reasons. Well, this was very poorly written. Who wrote this? Give me a second. This was written by Christian Bone. Christian, let me not, okay? Including an innocent, hold on. Many feel that the sequel goes too far with its bloodlust and off too many characters, including an innocent couple fans wished Michael had left alive. Spoilers for the movie incoming. All right, so the badly written article just forewarned you there are at one point in the film, Myers returns to his childhood home and kills the unsuspecting gay couple that lives there. Though minor char- though minor characters, this couple, wow, oh my God, Christian, I'll fix this for you, Christian. Let me read it first, and then I'll fix it for you. Though minor characters, this couple was a rare bit of LGBTQ plus representation in the Halloween franchise. So folks weren't pleased; they were butchered. In fact, it led to Michael being labeled homophobic on social media. All right, how do I fix this? All right, Christian, pay attention. Though they were minor characters, don't say though minor characters. That trips me up if I'm reading this, and it trips anybody if I'm reading it out loud. And then other people, if they're kind of following along your narrative here, that trips them up as well. And then the rest of the sentence, they take it in bad faith because they go back, they're like, wow, why did he write this like this? Then they take the rest of it in bad faith. You have to establish good faith with your audience when you start writing things with you when you're an author. Imagine if Stephen King wrote like this. You think he'd get anywhere? Though they were minor characters, the two people were a rare bit of LGBTQ plus representation in this franchise. We don't need to say Halloween 7 or 8 times. So folks weren't pleased, comma, they were butchered. In fact, it's led to Michael being labeled homophobic. Well, see, this is social media, right? Who cares about social media now at this point? Let me see if he continues. Christian, you continue? He's giving snippets of these social media. Michael Myers is a racist, homophobic murderer. No respect for him now. Okay, hold on one second. Do you want to, I'm speaking to the LGBTQIA plus community and the bullies who are representing the LGBTQIA plus community. Do you want to be treated like everyone else or not? Do you? Well, do you want to be treated like everyone else or not? Because as far as I know, from all the Halloween movies I've seen, from all the Jason movies I've seen, from all the Freddy Krueger movies I've seen, these three guys, Jason, Michael Myers, and Freddy Krueger, if you're in a movie with them, you can get it. They don't care if you're Mother Teresa, if you're Harvey Weinstein. They don't care if you're an alien from Mars. They don't care if you're the what's that woman's name from they don't care if you're in good hands with Allstate. No, you're gone. They don't care if you're the Geico lizard. You're gone. You could save 300. No, you're gone. If you exist in these movies, you can get it. And so, what you wanted, apparently, LGBTQIA community, what you wanted was to be in this movie. And then when Michael Myers starts murdering everyone, he walks right past you. Is that what you want? So basically, what you want, and this is emblematic, not emblematic, what's the word I'm looking for? This is a sample or an example of what it is you guys actually want. And I don't mean the LGBTQIA plus community, because I'm going to cover here that actual LGBTQIA plus people, they don't give a fuck about this. It's those hashtagtivists. You hashtagtivists of the LGBTQIA plus community and the black community and the Latinx community, all of you people, you want special treatment. You don't want to be treated like everyone else. We just want to be like everyone. No, you don't. No, you don't. You want special treatment because Michael Myers. This should have been a celebration that among the people who get offed in this film, black person offed, and usually we go first. So I don't know what the hell. Like, what are you even talking about? So all the times that Jason and Michael Myers and Freddy Krueger have killed a brother first, you see us complaining. Actually, we did complain a little bit, but do you still see us complaining? We've accepted that shit. We made our own horror movies. Look at Get Out, right? Look at Candyman, right? Look at all these other, the Leprechaun, all that shit. We made our own shit. If you know what, if you want to not be killed in a horror movie or something like that, whatever ridiculous uh, 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 desire it is that you're expressing, if you want that shit, why don't you go ahead and make your own LGBTQIA plus movie? How about that? Right? It's weird coincidence. Let me get back to the. It's weird coincidence that kills, Halloween Kills. The one time, look at this. The one time this guy can actually repeatedly use Halloween Kills to keep it relevant, he doesn't. The weird coincidence that Kills release comes the same. Wow, it's a weird coincidence that Kills release comes the same week as Sci-Fi's Chucky TV series kicked off, featuring a scene in which, okay, look, I'm not being a diva, right? Am I being a literature diva? Am I being a grammar Nazi? Or is this badly written? You guys are reading this, right? Let me make sure you guys are seeing this stuff. You mean to tell me, oh, you guys are not seeing anything, it looks like. Have you guys been watching this? Hold on one second. What's going on, Jose? What's going on, X? X is in the hizzy. Let me see. Hermano Perspective was here, but then he bounced. Because I don't see him no more. Hold on, everybody. Let me make sure. Wow. Technical difficulties. I'm glad. Whoever you guys are who are still hanging on at this point, thank you. But you don't have to, because this is ridiculous. I wouldn't even stick around if I was if I was on someone's stream and they were having this amount of technical difficulties. Oh, let me see what's up. Click on another one. Back over. All right, what do we got? Let's see. Okay. Okay, good. Right, let me get back to this here. Scroll down. My God. Also, will there ever be a point where Jamie Lee Curtis, that's her name, right? Just pass the baton, girl. You're looking like the horror movie creature. You look like the Crypt Keeper. No offense. What? Of course, offense was meant because it was offensive what I said. Sorry about that, Jamie. I'm sure you're a lovely, handsome woman. The accepting Chucky versus the homophobic Michael. What the? The accepting Chucky? Oh, probably. I'm not playing this due to copyright, but I'm imagining that Chucky accepts this gender fluid person here. So the accepting Chucky versus the homophobic Michael Myers. Why is Michael Myers homophobic? Because he killed two people who happen to be gay? This is crazy. Anyhow, what made me proud of the LGBTQIA community is that they came out against this. Let me go here. Let me make sure that I'm still. There we go. They came out against this. What is this still doing? My lord. I did not ask you to do this. Not what I asked for, StreamYard. StreamYard's being a very bad boy. Let me actually, what I'll probably do is I'll drop off the link here and I'll pin it. And whoever's here and wants to join can join if they feel like it, or if they even have, if you have your setups. For some reason, everybody's on, they're on devices that can't be streamed. You know, people have asked, I was like, hey, come on in. They're like, my device can't stream. I'm like, get with the times, man. All right. Now, where we at? So, I'm very proud of the mag.com. Not got the Y in it. They stuck a Y in there, and it's gaymingmag.com. And that's pretty creative. And they got some sort of sexy Santa up here. You know, we know where we're at. All right, just let's be adults here. We know what site we went to. You know what I'm saying? It's their stuff. Now, the LGBTQIA community, they're like, no, Michael Myers isn't homophobic in Halloween Kills. The Chad Chucky versus homophobic Michael Myers is a meme that I quickly saw on Twitter after returning from watching Halloween Kills, the latest film in the rebooted series. This guy writes very well. Let me see. Who wrote this? Oh, Amy Hart. Sorry, Amy. I misgendered you. Amy Hart writes very well. The Chad Chucky versus homophobic Michael Myers is a meme that I quickly saw on Twitter after returning from watching Halloween Kills, the latest film in the rebooted series featuring a meaner, more disturbing Michael Myers and an incredibly traumatized Laurie Strode. It was a meme that I thought was funny. Yeah, it's pretty funny. And thought nothing more of because that's just gay Twitter. Gay Twitter. Guys, that's a thing, by the way. Gay Twitter. At one point, it was called the Gay Mafia. And there probably is a gay mafia, like a legit gay mafia out there. I wouldn't know. Right? But on Twitter, where you have gay Twitter, it's called the Gay Mafia. So if you've said anything homophobic as of late, transphobic, da 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 da, they will get your career canceled. Anyhow, it's just that gay Twitter, baby. It's just that gay Twitter, baby. Funny memes that mean very little to anyone in on the joke. So I was vaguely surprised to see the take that Michael Myers is homophobic actually started to trend. If there's one thing that anyone who is a fan of the Halloween series knows, it's this. Michael Myers' origin is a mystery beyond him being the human form of pure evil. He kills very well written Amy Hart. My God, very well written. You see what happens when something's very well written, very well composed and put together, it flows off the tongue. Yes, Amy. I don't know what the hell Christian was thinking on the other site. Horror. We got this covered. I don't know what he was thinking. This is very what flows off the tongue. He kills because it's just what he does. He is a man of blood and flesh, at least from what we know so far in this remake. And the only thing that drives him is suffering and misfortune. In a twisted, perverse way, Michael Myers is someone who values most people the same, as equal opportunities for him to enact his reign of terror on, whether it's placeholders or whatever warped vision Michael has, or as empty canvases to paint with blood and gore. That has never been more clear than in Halloween Kills, with over 34 different deaths occurring in the small town of Haddonfield. It's nothing short of a bloodbath. Yeah, I agree. Amy Hart, you need to write for, someone official, New York Times, blah 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 blah. Not that I would want to take you away from this site here with sexy gay Santa, and all that, but you need better than to write for pennies, or if you get paid at all here. So that's the story I wanted to cover before I move on to the last duel. Let's move on to the last duel. I'm gonna need our friends in. Oh, Jose's up in the background. I didn't even notice Jose was here.
Good
Just allow me
evening.
to bring Jose in. StreamYard. Playing game StreamYard. Look at this. Not if you can hear me. My lord. All right, let me see. All right. Jose, can you hear me? Acts. Wow.
Good
StreamYard
evening,
is
Brotep.
atrocious. My lord. I may just have to end the stream. It's either StreamYard or it's my computer. But I'm tempted to say it's StreamYard. Yeah, it's StreamYard. Let me see what's going on.
Good evening.
Jose, what's going on, Playboy?
Hey, how you doing? Long time no hear.
Yeah, same, man. Yeah, I missed you, man. How you been?
All right. You know what? Don't feel so bad because I had trouble with streaming last week. Try to end my stream.
Oh, they wouldn't let you leave. Yeah, that happens a lot too. Yeah, like if it's not one thing, it's the other, you know.
Well,
But
since you've been out, I have my own channel now.
oh, cool. Can you drop a link so I can actually
Actually,
follow?
okay.
What up?
What I can do is I can add it in the comments after the live stream, or if you go to my Instagram, you'll see the link in my account.
Okay. Yeah, we can definitely do that. But as far as people who will be catching the playback, we may want to put a link so that people can maybe they don't have Instagram, you know,
I know, but the problem is,
and they want
at this point, I'm still trying to deal with StreamYard, so that's why it's a little. Uh,
to yeah
but
yeah I know.
yeah.
It's a
Well,
decent
actually,
platform. I'm not yeah, but you know
well,
what up?
my next topic is going to be has political correctness gone too far?
Oh, okay. Yes, we
So
definitely should discuss that. Actually.
yeah, what I'm going to do is it's going to be a closed panel. So what I'll do is I'll send you the link during the week because I want to keep my channel a slope tech free zone as much as possible.
Dub, 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 dub.
Now I don't know if you're aware, but I had like a bad encounter with one slope tech.
What happened?
Universe Trip had issues regarding a comment I left on her community tab.
Okay.
Basically, what happened was she was talking about how black men shouldn't complain about being killed by the police because they kill more black women than police killing them. So, in my response, I just simply say, well, it is true. Some black men are killing black women. Not all of them are doing that. And that they're actually good men and the African men, African American men in the community. And that they need to speak up on these losers. Where Universe Trip went actually nuclear on me and in one of her texts threatened to report me to YouTube. And then I said,
Wow. She threatened to with her? She threatened to report you to YouTube?
yes, for harassment.
Wow. Okay.
And I
For
kept
defending
saying,
black
and
men. Okay.
I was just, all I'm saying is, not all of them are bad. And I asked
Yeah.
her, when was the last time you said anything positive about African American men? And then she kept going back and forth about prove it. And I said, please read the text in its entirety before you give a response.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
she kept going back and forth about me producing the proof. Where is the proof that there's African American men calling out these losers? And I said, dummy, if you had read the comment in its entirety, you would have noticed I actually said that. So it got to the point where at one point I said to her that you
You
need to.
don't talk about the last duel, right? I can't. Sorry, I can't see anybody. I don't know who's on the panel.
Okay. I don't know who I'm talking to right now.
I'm
Hold
Fish
on,
Chilzo.
Jose, you stop. Jose, you stop talking. You said at some point, right?
Yeah.
The last thing I heard you say, Jose, was at some point or something like
I said to her that she needed therapy.
that.
And that was the hardest thing I ever said. And then my
Well,
last,
um,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
And then my last text, I said to her, the truth hurts.
Yeah, it does. And let me say something to whoever's going to be watching this playback and will have opinions on what Universe Trip had proposed, right? That black men are killing black women more than any other group kills black women, and all these different things. The one thing that you need to know about domestic violence in general is that it occurs in parity. The only difference, the different outcome is that men can complete the act, right? So women can. I'm getting some humming. I hope it's not from me. Hold on. Nope, I'm still getting the humming. Let me mute someone else. Okay, Lord Sandwich. Lord Sandwich, you're giving a lot of humming. I shouldn't speak. I shouldn't be a hypocrite. I'm pretty sure when I run this playback, I'm gonna hear all kinds of Star Trek engine hums. But yours was getting a little bit distracting, so I kind of muted you a little bit. When it's time for you to speak, I'll unmute your mic. Hold on, and I just muted Fitzcozo. I don't know who that is, but he was crumpling paper. Maybe he was taking notes. Uh, sure. Anyhow, it occurs almost in parody, and all the research shows it that when you have people who are in this society right now, especially if you're in social bracket or financial bracket rather, where it's a pressure cooker, right? Bill Gates Bill Gates is not coming home saying, "Honey, I just lost my job," and then they have a fight over it. That's not a thing, right? So Bill Gates is not having domestic violence issues. But when you have, you know, let's say, John and Jill in a trailer park, I'm being a bit stereotypical, but I'm just, just play along, right? John and Jill in the trailer park, and John just lost his job at the factory, and he's brought that home with him, and he's like, that's why you don't respect me. You never respected me. And then she's like, I don't respect you because of me. And start listing off a bunch of names, right? And now it comes to blows or whatever. They're in a pressure cooker. It's a financially stressed environment, and these are two people, right? And the only difference is at the end of that discussion, when it finally comes to blows, and a lot of times it shows that it's that parity too who throws the first blows. Sometimes the woman throws the first blows, or sometimes the guy throws the first blows. The only thing is when the woman throws the first blows, she can't finish the act. The guy is physically stronger. So when he throws the first blows, he can finish what he started. That's why when police show up, guess who's on the curb in handcuffs while they talk to the other one, right? That's how things go. And you commit crimes where you live. It's very rare that you go to another neighborhood to commit crimes. So if the murder of a spouse is going to happen, yeah, it's going to happen in that community. So black women, if they're getting killed, will be getting killed. Or if they're getting killed by spouses, will be getting killed by black spouses because that's where they live. Now, she would have to prove to me though that oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, Jose.
Um, and what's the crazy thing about the whole thing? I was one of her subscribers. Okay.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is, if she had bothered to read the text, the first text in its entirety, she would discover that acknowledge that the problem existed. And that
Yeah.
I mean, you have to have men from the African American community who are not being violent, who are not killing, need to be more vocal and speak up against these individuals. The problem was,
Yes.
for whatever
I agree
reason,
with that.
she chose to disregard the first part, the second part, and then just focus on me producing where is the African American men who are calling out these losers. And the problem is, she did not bother to read the text in its entirety. Had she bothered to do so, she would understand what I was talking about. And most logical people, after the first comment, didn't agree on, was simply ignoring.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? I thought Universe Trip was an ally, on the side for the quest for truth and justice and all these sorts of things, but she's actually not. We got off on a bad foot with my last channel. I think I encountered her when I was comic Oculus, right?
Okay.
And and she was there with Eddie. I think this is before you kind of joined the community. I don't know if you were there, but you were kind of quiet and didn't actually join anything. But it was around the time that Eddie was doing the whole divest ladies. Yes, when he was doing all that shit. When he was talking about like what's the word? The hypergamy. Hypergamy is good, ladies. Divest. Yes, right. Now she was part of that whole crew, and they were in the habit of calling black men dusties, and it didn't take much for them to call you a dusty. If you disagreed with them, that's pretty much what it was. You're a dusty.
Mhm.
At that time, I thought I misunderstood her, and so when she kind of clarified what she meant by dusty, et cetera, we kind of were cool after that. I thought maybe she's just trying to oust the bad people in a particular community. But then recently, especially with her recent stints on Radical Latinos channel, and then recent, from what you just told me that you had an encounter with her, now it just seems like she's just full of hatred. And I don't think that we are the sort of community that would welcome that. So, Godspeed to her and whatever she needs to do. You know what I mean? Lord Okage, yeah, you're better now, Lord, not Okage, Lord Sandwich, you're better now. Before that,
Good.
What's going on, Lord Sandwich?
Oh, quite a bit and not much at all.
Yo, that voice, man. Who's Fiscozo? Fiscozo, who are you? Fiscozo, unmute yourself and introduce yourself on the panel. I guess Fiscozo doesn't.
Oh yeah. I didn't mute myself.
So,
I don't know how that
what's
happened,
going on?
but you know who I am already. You used to be called Brotep.
Yeah, I'm still called Brotep. It's
Yeah.
just that the channel's
Yeah,
called
exactly.
the channel's called Inward Nerd.
But I was on this channel before, so you probably probably forgot me.
Okay, no problem.
Fish shows up.
Oh yeah, actually it rings a bell. But go ahead, man. What do you have to say in reference to? I brought Jose on because he popped up and I hadn't heard from him in a long time. I missed him, so I brought him on before I could continue with the Last Duel review. But have you seen the Last Duel, or have you heard of the story?
I've heard the movie from trailers or something see on YouTube. So the movie is some kind of feminist revisionist history of medieval times. Apparently.
Yes,
Like
yes,
that's
that's
the
what it
only
is.
thing I saw advertised. I know very much else but the movie's plot outside that fact.
Yes. Damn. I mean, you encap. I don't need to do the review no more. You encapsulated that shit in a sentence. It's basically a feminist review. A feminist revisionist view of medieval times. That's what it is.
Okay,
Because
what exactly is the plot? What exactly is the plot of the movie?
well, spoiler
I
alert. Yeah.
because I just know
Uh,
what the that is from the trailers. 'Cause that's the trailers. 'Cause that's all they advertised.
yeah.
I don't know.
That
I
that's
don't even know what the actual
that.
plot is.
Yeah. The only aspect that they advertised in the film was the one dealing with these men's supposed misogyny, right? So,
Exactly.
yeah. However, they forgot a whole bunch of things. First things first, right? First things first, I didn't know that lawsuits went that far back, okay? There's so many wonderful things that could have been emphasized in this story that they made all of that take a backseat to this feminist revisionism. First of all, I
Okay.
did
By the way,
not know. Yeah, look, the guy in red you see there, Matt Damon, his name is Sir Jean Carouge, and the guy in blue there, Adam Driver, his name is Jacques Legris, and they're in 14th century France. And these two are brothers in arms. They've been fighting alongside one another against Germans. At that time, they were called Germania. I'm not sure. They were going up against all manner of barbarian, uh, barbarian tribes, and they've been at each other's side, the best of friends. Now, at one point, at hey, who's who is that? Who's stretching? You guys got to be careful with
that
the
was me.
microphones, man. Yeah, like we can hear everything. If you're doing like a yoga stretch, we can hear that shit. But these two men, when they come back, the bureaucracy of the civilian world starts tearing them apart. Things were very simple on the battlefield. That arrow is an arrow when it gets there, and your armor better deflect that shit. There's no bureaucracy. There's no one to discuss it. Let's have a committee. That mace coming towards your head is a mace. There's no. Let's not have a plebiscite. Let's not take votes. All right. So when they get back to wider society, Jacques Legris in blue acclimates better to 14th century European aristocracy than Jean Carouge. And that is Jean Carouge's detriment. Jean Carouge, if you have an issue with him, he will let you know. He brings all the smoke and he tells you with it, he says it with his chest. And I respect that. Everyone respects that except the people in power. All these different things are at play, but the only thing that these filmmakers choose to emphasize is the so-called misogyny of these men. And the misogyny is not even as pronounced historically as they're making it seem here. Because the same way that they considered, at least halfway, considered their wives property, the people who are fixing their food are property, the people who are tending the land are property, the people who are laying the bricks you see back there are property, the people who are tending the horses are property. Everyone is property except for the king and his lower aristocracy right beneath him. All that stuff is riveting. And I was watching this film, I'm like, yes, this is, you know what? We have our modern sense of societal cohesion and lawmaking. We inherit that directly from Europe, for America anyway, right? And you can see
Mhm.
that here. You can see that here where Jean Carouge actually has a way to sue. He brought a lawsuit against the king's cousin. I didn't know one, lawsuits went back that far, and two, that you can sue the king's cousin. Apparently, you can because he did. The wife that he was supposed to marry was coming with someone's windows open. I'm telling you, these mics will pick up everything. The wife that he married was supposed to come with benefits, right? And I don't mean just TNA benefits like land, goods, any debts that someone owes the wife and her father would be owed to him now. So the wife was supposed to come with all these benefits, right? But because rent, and again, I didn't know this. This is new shit to me. When you see all these castles and these films, these motherfuckers are renting. I didn't know that. They don't own that shit. The king owns that shit. These dudes, these knights, and all these lords, they're renting. And so,
Okay, I know that. I know that about
oh, you know that? I didn't know that, bro. I didn't
No,
know
it's kind
that.
of obvious. Oh.
Oh, I didn't think that was. I thought that was their shit. And then, like, they were just under the king in some sort of pyramid structure. But I didn't know that. The king owns that shit, and then, the people who are under the king, they have some. Who else is, clearing their desk with their mic on? Okay, that's you, Fitzco.
Excuse me.
Fitzco, yeah, yes, Jose.
Okay, on the private chat, I just put in the link to my channel. I cannot put it to the comment section.
Okay.
So, and if I could just say in the private chat.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I see it.
Okay. Can I just talk briefly about my channel?
I'm gonna try to put it myself.
Okay, no problem. I'll mute myself.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. No, don't mute. Talk about your channel.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hello.
Okay. Actually, the name of my channel is called Uncommon Sense. Now, the reason why I call it Uncommon Sense is because my channel is dealing with everyday solution problems and trying to provide solutions to those problems. Unfortunately, it's reason I call them common sense because people don't use logic. If people had used logic, it would be called common sense. And and actually, the person that, and I got to give a huge shout out, the person who inspired me to create my own channel was Denise herself. So I had a few live streams. In fact, my last stream was on how to deal with stress during the holiday season. So that's basically it.
Okay, cool. And we certainly have a lot of stress, especially now we're in a pandemic during the holiday season. So all these little demons that everyone have, they're gonna come to the dinner table with the people who they inhabit their heads. Like all the demons in everyone's heads, they're gonna come out to grab a drumstick, to pass the eggnog, So we definitely need. I think especially now with the pandemic, we need channels like the one you're proposing and channels like Denise's, because a lot of times I was telling Rad the other day, probably yesterday, that a lot of times now people just turn on these streams and then they're doing things while the stream's in the background, and that's very good because now they have a human connection. How many times can you watch the same stuff on Netflix? You're gonna watch another episode of Ozarks for the 5th time? Is that what you're gonna do? You're gonna watch, what do you call that? Narcos again? Second season 2 for the 3rd time. So it's good to have.
Well, if you watch Kim 123, it's going to be the same topic all over again. Mr. BBC, how black people are going on in Latin America and then doing it with these women. Da, 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 da. No, well, like I said before, I'm sorry.
The weird thing about Chem 123 is, see, I'm getting my act together, And once it's very close. I'm very close to getting my act together. The way I see getting my act together works, right? For some other people, I have my act together, but for what Bro Tep, so I noticed the typo I have here, history, man, Shivo style, but the way Bro Tep considers getting his act together. Once I have that in play, I'm gonna be traveling. Especially, I got my COVID passport, working on that shit. I'll be traveling to places like wherever Chem 1 2 3 4 bids black people will go to. And I want to know what, Chem, if you're watching this, what will you do? What will you do? That's what I want to ask all the black guys who are in this community, who come to this channel, or even in the adjacent community, places like CisBM, Save Yourself Black Man, and the MGTOW community, some of these guys watching shows too that we do here. When these guys, Chem, listen to me, Chem, Recondelphia, Shivo 2121, Macho, Rancho, when these black guys come over there, me included, by the way, once I get my act together, me included, once we come over there and we start, dating hot Latino women, right? We start taking girlfriends, wives, etc. What will you do? We're interested in knowing what you'll do about it. What will you do? These are women. It's not like we're having pay for sex situations. No, we're taking wives. So it's not like the sex industry. So now you're gonna police these women's bodies. They can't marry who they want to marry. They can't lay down recreationally with who they want to lay down recreationally with. So when we do that, what will you do? I'm genuinely curious what these guys will do, because what's out of the question is that bucking up that Shivo did with his chest. Like you gotta take control of us. No. You ain't coming at us. That's definitely out of question. You ain't doing shit to us. But we're talking about, like, in terms of, like, in theory, right? What will you do? Will you then try to enact a law against black people going there and laying down with Hispanic women? Pure Hispanic women. These guys are actually talking about Hispanic purity. Hispanicity is, by its very nature, a mix. What the fuck are you talking about with purity for? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Protep.
Yeah.
You remember my response? It makes too much sense. Okay, but you know something?
Yep.
I have a term for the Hispano tax, the slow taps, the best taps, the state taps, all the taps. I call them the mentally and intellectually challenged, or the mix for short. And the reason why I call them that, because they share common traits. First of all, they're stuck on their doctrine, their gospel. They cannot think rationally. If anyone approaches them with a different mindset, they go into hyperdrive and get emotional. Like some of the individuals that you mentioned, and including Universe Trips.
Yeah. Oh, Terrell's here. Terrell's in the hizzy. What's good? What's good, T?
Hey, Bro Tep, how's it going?
T, what's going on? Can you hear us?
Oh, yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, man. Like, what do you think about all this, T? Let me ask you something. When you, I don't know what you're doing, if you married or nothing like that, but when you start going overseas, you know what I'm saying, and getting with these honeys and shit, what will Shivo do? What will you do?
What would the lady would do?
No, not the lady. What will Shivo do? And what will Macho and Rancho, what will they do?
They can't do nothing about it. The only thing it can do
You know,
by a bitch whine and complain. I can't really hear.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You might have to speak a little louder.
How about now? Is it better?
Maybe a little louder, I think.
I'm not sure. I don't know if it's me. Jose, how's my volume? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Maybe what Tunal needs to
Do I
do
sound
is
far away?
I don't know if you're using a phone or a computer. He may need to increase the volume on his end.
I on the
Yeah.
computer.
Okay. Well, can you try unplugging your microphone, plugging it back in, or your headphones and plugging it back in?
Well, I'm about to try something.
Because I'm speaking. Okay. I'm speaking as loudly as I can into the
I can hear you now.
the microphone. Okay. Cool.
What you were saying?
Yeah, I'm wondering what these guys will do because currently the CISBM, I don't know if you're familiar with them, the CISBM community, Save Yourself Black Man, and the Black MGTOW community, right? Those guys are going overseas and they're getting non-black wives. Now, black genes being what it is, once those kids come out, those kids will be black. And it sticks in Macho and Shivo and Rancho's craw that these kids will be coming out with Negro blood. Some of them won't admit it, but that's what they're angry about, right? So what will they do when? Because I'm curious, if you're gonna talk this much, like yeah, these monkeys and you know how Shivo talks. So once you see me, because you know what, I will be in the DR. I'll be in Haiti too, but I will be in the DR. You know what I'm saying? Got my paper together. I will be in the DR. So I want to see it. If I'm sitting in a restaurant with the woman I'm dating, and Shivo can actually afford, maybe he saves up a few months' paychecks to be sitting in that same restaurant, and he sees me sitting with my date, what will he do? Like that's what you don't see me sitting here complaining about black women who are dating other races. Like that's retarded.
Yeah.
You see me complaining? Can you please anyone who's catching this replay, anybody catching this replay, go on my channel and look through all my videos. I probably got like 150 videos at this point. And select for me the video where Brotep complains about white men dating black women, about Asian men dating black women, about Hispanic men dating black women, about Native American Indian men dating black women, about Arab men dating black women, about Samoans dating black women, about purple people eaters from Pluto dating black women. It's not my concern. That's her body.
I apologize, bro. It just sounds so amusing.
No, because I'm confused as to why these guys think it's their. Hold on. Hold on. T, you had feedback for a minute, so I'm muting you until you speak. So I'm gonna mute you until you speak. So I'm sitting here confused as to why these guys are actually policing other human beings' bodies and other human beings' choices. If the girl, at some point, it sounds even personal. At some point, it sounds very personal. I'll tell you guys this. On Facebook, I'm back on Facebook for a while because Facebook had a lot of privacy concerns that raised my spider sense tingling. But I'm back on Facebook due to business reasons. A lot of business people who are on LinkedIn are also on Facebook. So I'm back on Facebook and I'm getting more gigs, right? But at some point I was on Facebook and there was a mutual friend called Nadia Beaumont. I don't know if she's still there or maybe she left or whatever. She doesn't really frequent social media that much, at least she told me. This girl is half Jewish, half Portuguese, right? Jewish is a religion, but you guys get what I mean. Like she's half Ashkenazi Jew, and half, whatever the Portuguese happen to be genetically, right? And she had a conversation with Shivo. At first, it was public, and then it went into private. And then this woman routinely tells this guy when she's like, he's like, "You don't happen to be Jewish, are you? What is your concern? You you're a Latin dude. What? So the JQ is your concern now? You're a white nationalist? Why is the JQ coming up? For those of you who are unfamiliar, it's called the Jewish question, right? Why why is that coming up in your lexicon?
Was this
When you're
woman
asking,
half Jamaican and half white or something?
no, she was at least from what she told me, she's half Jewish, half Portuguese.
Okay.
But yeah, but the thing is, half Portuguese, and there's some Spanish in there, and some I think Brazilian, Dominican. She's a mix, right? But the whole thing is, at some point, she does admit to him, yes, I may have Jewish blood, right? And he still continued to pursue her, right? So now we're gonna ask, if you're this diehard, ride or die for white nationalism, this woman just told you she's Jewish. Why are you still pursuing her? This guy's not even consistent with his own ideologies. And he calls black people monkeys. Yet, how many times are we going to get uh, black women who are sending pictures of him on dating apps running up and hollering at black women? There was one set of pictures a woman's published with him telling her, because she had a hashtag said hashtag Black Girl Magic, and he's like, and he took a picture with his phone and highlighted the hashtag and says, "Remove this, please." So okay, so you want to police how she uses social media as well now? Like, it's amazing. It's amazing. I just want to know what these guys will do. And to get back to actually the review, these diehard hashtag activists made it hashtag moi aussi instead of the last duel, because they turned 14th century France into the Harvey Weinstein environment, where this lady you see here could not catch a break in the film. Now, in actual life, if you read the story, they were fighting over her honor. In the film, they made it sound like it was the honor of these two men. In reality, when you read the story, it was such an affront to violate a woman's boundaries that people went to war over it. And they did say, oh, it's because by extension she's his property. Okay, well, by extension he's the king's property. It was shit on the menu for everyone to eat. But they focus specifically on quote unquote misogyny. And they even put things in there that weren't there if you read the story. Because they put that this man here, who fought for this woman's honor, he could have went about his own business. He didn't have to publicize it. This rape occurred, or if the rape even occurred, because it's even a question of authenticity as to whether the rape occurred or not. Because the story that was told, like if you read the story, there were three accounts. This guy, Jacques Legris, says it was consensual, that he came there and she invited him in, and she'd been flirting with him at a banquet for a long time, and then they slept together. That's his story. The guy who's wearing blue. The guy who's wearing red, his story is he left to go to war and left this guy and left this woman back at the castle. And while he's away, this guy broke in and raped his wife. The third person, her story is, yes, Jacques Legris broke in and raped me. So it's three sides to the story. And Jean Le Carouge, this guy here in red, they put something in there that made him a rapist as well. Because after she told him, yeah, he raped me or whatever, he starts unbuckling his pants. Well, I won't allow him to be the last guy who was inside you. She's like, what? He's like, yeah, you heard me. Get over here. Okay, that's rape. So it's two rapists in this film, according to the hashtag activists. Because let's be honest here, what is rape? See, we're taking. I'm glad that society has gotten to a point where we have evolved societally to actually acknowledge consent and to know all the aspects of what makes or breaks consent. And so, by if we were judging 14th century France by our 2021 standards, every woman who has sex in 14th century France is raped. Because according to, sorry, just took a sip. Because according to modern 2021 standards, if you listen to these hashtag activists, if there's any sort of power imbalance, I'm counting on a finger here. Number one, if there's any sort of power imbalance, the person on the lower end of that power imbalance on that scale, that person is raped. And so, because of that, and I'm still on number one, because of that, Monica Lewinsky has recently come out. Monica Lewinsky's recently come out and said, yeah, I was raped because this was the president of the United States and I was just a lowly intern. There's no way I could meaningfully consent. He had all this power. He was the leader of the free world. So even though I unbuckled his pants, let me not say that in the first person so that the quote miners don't take this stuff and be like, I told you Bro Tep was gay. She unbuckled his pants. She took his member into her mouth. But he's the rapist, according to 2021 standards. If you listen to the hashtag activists, any power imbalance, the person who's on the lower end of it, they're the ones being raped. That's number one. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Excuse me. Now, let's see if we can break this down as it is. We have a young lady. She unzipped the president of the United States pants. Okay.
Yep.
He took out his organ. She openly opened her mouth.
Right.
And allowed his organ to enter her mouth to gain stimulation.
Right.
And now she's claimed that she's been raped. Am I hearing this correctly?
Yes. Okay. Now the thing is, here's the thing. She didn't actually use the word rape. What these people do, they play with words, right? So what she says is that she could not meaningfully consent. If you can't meaningfully consent to a sexual act, what is that? That's rape. Okay. And so that's what she's coming out with. That's her story now. She's missed the limelight. The limelight was on her for almost a decade. Like during the presidency of Bill Clinton, limelight was on her. As many people as Bill Clinton bombed the shit out of over in Kosovo, the limelight was still on her and the member that was in her mouth for about 10 minutes, however long it was. Those people dying, no problem. So after his term in presidency, I don't know if he was elected for 2 terms, I forget, right?
He was.
So he was? Okay, so that's 8 years, right, of her being in the limelight. This man couldn't go anywhere without people asking about Lewinsky. So she was in the limelight for 8 years, forced her way into the public discourse for 8 years. After the 8 years, we're going into a new president. People were still talking about the Monica Lewinsky scandal. So for 10 years, a whole decade, she took the limelight. Now, we're in a new age of victimization, a new age of redefining what consent is. Now she wants the limelight again. And so she's using the loophole that power imbalances negate consent. She's using that loophole to say that she never consented because she was a young, impressionable intern. He was the leader of the free world. That's her story now. And she said that. And you know what? I'm sorry, Dad. Someone was speaking. Was that you, Jose?
No, I'm just listening to all this, and it's like talking about revisionist history. I mean, this
Yeah,
is revisionist history gone amok.
yeah. And to be honest, Jose, there was a third party. There was not a third party. There was a particular party that did violate her. That's the media.
Hmm.
If she has any beef, if she has any problem whatsoever, anything to take up with for somebody with someone, it's the media. The media made this a worldwide scandal, worldwide, planetary scale scandal. All right, and they sold books, they had movies, they had series. Okay, I mean, I'd be shocked if there wasn't some video game, some first person video game out there with Monica Lewinsky searching for dicks, right? So it's like you were violated by the media. This man who you sought throughout his presidency, you sought this man. All throughout the meetings, you were looking for ways to be in the same room with him alone. You sought this out, but he's the rapist. So that was number one. Power imbalances equal non-consent. The second thing is, if you were listening to the hashtagtivists in 2021, right? The second thing is, if society does not allow you enough self-determination, then you cannot meaningfully consent. And so servants, indentured servants and butlers, the guy who cuts the grass outside, if you invite them into your house, whatever, see, society has made them quote unquote powerless. So if some woman, right, if some woman is inside, her husband's away, and then she gets a thing for the pool boy, invites him inside, and they have intercourse. According to 2021 standards, she has violated him. She's raped him because what he is a pool boy. What kind of power does a pool boy have except over the pool he's cleaning, right? So according to 2021 standards, there are other layers to this too, but I won't be too long-winded about it. According to 2021 standards, no woman in 14th century France would have consented to anything. And so what they're doing is, and you in the European community, it behooves you to listen to this as well. They're fucking up your shit. I'm not a huge fan of European imperialism. However, I would be a damn liar to say I wasn't grateful for the modern legal system when it works correctly. The modern legal system that we have. Because before then, justice was not clear. But the modern justice system we have in the Western Hemisphere, in Canada, the US, most parts in South America, that's the bequest of Europe. You guys came up with that. And these people who are in your fold now, these quote unquote liberals, these quote unquote liberals, and all these other forms of activists, they are destroying your legacy. Because according to them, anytime before 2021, anytime before the year 2021, all of you were a bunch of rapists, thieves, misogynistic, murderers, bloodthirsty bastards. That's what you all were if you listen to the modern 2021 activists. And this movie, that's what this movie. I'm sorry, someone was speaking just now. No, that's what this movie portrayed, and I'm very surprised that Matt Damon had anything to do with this. Latin, yo, what up, Latin Splains up in the hizzy.
Hey
Hey, what
Denise,
up,
how you
Denise?
doing tonight?
What up, Denise? Yeah, Denise, shouldn't you be? It's mad late where she's at. I guarantee it. But she probably can't sleep or something. But yeah. So I should actually do a well put together video because now this is running over an hour 24 minutes. and that's too long. I need to cut this short now. I'm actually going to start wrapping up, but
Mhm.
maybe an in-depth video is what the move should be here, because I have a lot of points to cover and I need to properly edit it, because I was very upset by this movie. Being a guy who's let me let me say it here. It's provisional. These terms are provisional. Being a guy who's pro-black, who's all about being proud to be black, etc., whatever, and not blaming other people for. I'm pro-black and conservative, so I'm in the Venn diagram where those two things cross over. So not only am I proud to be black, but I believe in taking my own destiny into my own hand, and all the things that come with being a conservative, self-determination, not blaming others for your problems, and slavery is responsible for me. That I don't believe in 99.9% of that shit. However, you guys over in the white community, you guys over in the white community, this is your problem here, and just a heads up, other people in other communities see it. You guys are too close to it, so y'all don't see it. But the nerd community sees it. That's why they've been screaming at the top of their lungs over in Gamergate, Comicsgate. Who is that with the refrigerator in the background? That was you again, Terrell. Terrell's getting his meal together
I'm sorry.
with,
Let
with
me
his
fix.
with his mic on. Terrell getting his meal together with
It
his
better
mic
be a
on.
good sandwich.
Yeah, right. So, thus says Lord Sandwich. But yeah,
Indeed.
so everyone sees it except you guys over in the European descent community. The geek community sees it. That's why over in Gamergate, Comicsgate, all these other gates, sad puppies, all these different communities who are basically canaries in the coal mine. We've seen this stuff coming, and we've told y'all this, but y'all ain't do nothing about it. We've told you that once you have these people start destroying your fiction, a society runs on the fiction that it exalts. So in ancient Greece, if people started demeaning Zeus and Hercules, because at some point they stopped worshiping those things, but it was still important to them. At some point, Greece became Christian, but they still looked up to Zeus, Hera, Hermes, and all that stuff, right? And those stories and their values and valor and honor, those things were still in that society. So the fiction that a society tells in order to distribute the ideas of their values, that stuff's important. And that stuff is the lifeblood of your society. Once you start poisoning it, then the entire organism begins to get poisoned, becomes a fat embolism. So once you have them making Superman, now Superman's motto was once truth, justice, and the American way. I don't come from the United States. I come from Haiti. I came over. I saw that stuff. I heard the motto, loved it. I was not offended that he said truth, justice, and the American way. I got here because I wanted the American way. Our family wanted a better life that this society can provide, and we believed in that. We were not offended. Guess who was offended? Those same people who are poisoning you from the inside. Truth, justice, and the American way is gone. They're removing it. They're calling it truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. And the guy who's saying it, Superman, right? At least the one that's, I think it's his son now. He's gay now, out of nowhere, with no hint of him being gay historically, at least in fiction. This guy was flirting with everything with a skirt that moved, but now all of a sudden he's gay, right? So they're destroying every fiber of it until young boys will have nothing to look up to, and young girls will have no one to respect. Denise, what's going on? Let me not take over the platform too much. I ain't heard from you in a minute, sis. What's going on?
Hey, bro, Tap. It's nice to be here. I mean, it's your channel, so you can take over anytime.
No, no. You know what it is? It's Streamyard's channel. Apparently, with the amount of technical difficulties they got me and Jose putting up with. I don't know if you've had technical
Oh,
difficulties, but
wow. Oh,
Good,
yeah.
good evening, Denise.
hi, Jose. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you. It's
That's
always a pleasure to
nice.
be with positive people.
Uh,
Yes.
people with brain cells.
That's still working.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, but going back
Yeah.
to what I heard, because I literally just started listening to this like 10 minutes ago.
No
Um,
problem.
you know, I have and at the same time don't have a problem with this whole thing with replacing people with um different sexual orientations
Different.
and whatnot. Look, I don't have a problem when it comes. Okay, let me start with why I have a problem with it. First
Okay.
of all, I have a problem with it because in reality, we are trying to appeal to people that are demanding representation. And I understand that, okay? Yes, representation, it is important. But it's the reason why I agree with the whole thing is because what I don't agree at the same time. Because we have to understand something. The more that we don't first we don't own things, we can't demand necessarily representation. And second of all,
That's true.
another thing that I would like to say is the fact that we have to start teaching our children and younger people that unfortunately because of the way things are going, um I see the positive sides of this, and I'm like, make everything LGBT friendly because we are going to teach our children and our younger generations to not fall victim of the identification or the identity politics or identity with celebrities and whatnot, because these
Right.
people at the end of the day are going to do whatever serves the temperature of the culture. So it's a tricky thing. I know I'm trying to play both sides, but at the same time, I'm coming from what's real and what's not. For the longest times, we had, uh, especially younger boys, identifying with a lot of superheroes because they had absentee
Right.
fathers. So unfortunately, that problem has not gone away, and we're gonna have a lot of kids that are not gonna have role models, or the models that they will have now will be gay.
Yeah.
And I understand that, but now also that helps to a degree because now it's making people responsible for raising their children, which we know is not going to happen, which is the bad part of it. But like I said, bring it on. Like at the end of the day, we have that's the problem why we even have people voting based on who they can identify with. Watching what they can identify with and stuff like that. Like we need to get rid of the identity culture. Like I identify with this person went through the same thing I'm going through, and they're gonna be my avatar.
Yeah.
So to a degree it's helpful. I mean, it has a lot of pros and cons, of course, as everything, but I'm trying to focus on the good part of it. But it's not denying that it's messed up.
Yeah. Look,
It is messed up.
my take on representation is in concept and in theory, it would be good if they did it right. And when I say do it right, what I mean is you have a bunch of writers who, when they turn a particular character gay, like when they turned Iceman gay, okay, Iceman has been straight for about 60 years of continuity, and suddenly, out of nowhere, he's gay. He's dated all kinds of women. Out of nowhere, now he's gay. And what's gonna happen when? Oh, somebody's still speaking.
I'm
Somebody
gonna
has
just
background noise.
Was that you, Jose? Yeah. What up?
yeah, I apologize. So what I'll do is I'll mute myself until I'm ready to speak. It's just that
No,
it's
no
not.
problem. No, no. I thought you had interjection. No, that's no problem. Yeah. So Iceman all of a sudden is gay, and the way that again, like I said, if you're gonna do it right, right? The way it was done, Iceman was outed. Those of us who are
Um,
allies,
excuse
yo,
me.
that, yes, sir.
I think what some of these people will say is that these individuals found their true selves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's usually the narrative, unfortunately.
yeah, but here's the thing. I would be okay with that too, but that's not how it went down in the actual events in the comic. He was outed by Jean Grey. Jean Grey, see, outing those of us who are allies of the LGBTQ community. No, we all
There's
know
still
that.
background noise. I don't know if like
I hope it's not me. Hold on,
I
let
don't
me
think
Um,
mute
it's you.
myself.
it's raining over here in New York, so
Yeah, but it's not. I don't hear it with you, Jose. Like I still when you talk, like if it was you when you talk, it will go off.
All right, hold on,
okay.
hold on. I'm gonna mute Jose and keep Terrell muted. Let me know if he's still here background. All right, how about now? You still hear like an annoying background or anything like that?
A little bit.
Oh boy, what's it sound like? Is it like a hum?
Like a
Mm,
ground. Yeah, it's a ground sound.
damn it. Hold on. How about now? Still there?
Yeah, it's still there, but that's okay. Go on, brother.
Yeah. What I'll probably do is edit this. I'm gonna have to find some time to edit this and put it back on if the playback is irritating. But these people made it that Jean Grey is the one who outed him. You don't out someone if they're coming out of the closet. They come out the closet. You don't push them out, and that's what she did. In a conversation, she's like, "Bobby, you're gay." Bobby Drake, Iceman. Um, she's like, "You should be going, to this particular event because you know." And he's like, "What? Because you know, like what? Bobby, you're gay." And that's how we found out that Bobby Drake, Iceman, is gay. She outed him not only to the audience, but she outed him to himself and those who are in their surroundings. So if they're gonna do it, at least do it right. Because they outed Iceman the wrong way. And then before Iceman was gay, during the 60 years of continuity, Iceman was an upstanding character and he was very likable. As soon as he turned gay, he snapped at his parents. He was awful to his dad, right? And during a funeral, instead of paying respects to the team member that died, he used the funeral to pick up a guy to get a new boyfriend. All these things, they amount to, hey, you sure this is proper representation? Like in the TV series Lovecraft Country, they were saying, yeah, we have gay representation, we have LGBT representation in the film. Okay, so your idea of LGBTQ representation is a guy getting a BJ in a back alley. That's what it amounted to. This is your
But
representation. The
but you know
straight
what,
people.
brother? But you know what, brother? This is my take on this whole thing with the way we can't forget that I think Jose did a stream on this censorship, and we were talking about this. Like, if you look at all the instances where the government inserted itself in media, then you can get a clue on why they're doing this now with the forceful representation of different communities. In my opinion, and this is my opinion, I could be wrong, but it's still my opinion. Um, but in my opinion, um, they're doing this in a way to still keep people triggered and also keep people segregated, because that's the only way we will shift focus from real issues that we need to address as a whole.
Yeah,
And the way
that makes
they do
sense.
this stuff, yeah, the way they do these things is that they start censoring a lot media until media comply with whatever the government approved that they will put out. And if you try to drift away from that, they will use every tactic, and even legislate a lot of acts and laws to actually be able to prosecute any media outlet that doesn't comply. So what's been done right now is a disservice to every community, might be the alphabet community, the Black community, the Latino community, any community that is asking for representation. It's being done in a morbid way to a degree. It's like, I'm going to make people uncomfortable and make it look like it's forced on people so that people can hate on the gays, so that people can hate on the blacks, so that people can
On the
hate on the
blacks,
Latinos.
on the
You know,
Latinos.
yeah. So it's all of this stuff. Like, it's look. Last year, everybody was demanding that the police stop being brutal maniacs. Uh,
Yeah.
not that we hate nobody, simply that they stop being brutal maniacs, and that is a strictly government issue, a governmental issue. It could be legislated so that it will be that way. But in reality, what the Black community got out of that was a lot of forceful representation in every outlet possible. So now they are being painted as crybabies, a glass community that gets offended by everything, that, the woke culture is being painted as something that is
Yep.
not. And, a lot of people are taking out of context what an activist is. A lot, I'm not going to take away from the fact that you actually have people in that community that are taking advantage to seek financial gain, and that's why they're doing this fake wokeism and this SJW culture, just for financial gain. There are people like that, of course, but I'm saying as a whole, the community did not wanted to remove Aunt Jemima from the syrup. That's not what they were asking for. They literally were asking for the police to be brutal maniacs. Now, people hate them because, oh, now I want my Aunt Jemima back. Oh my God, like now Uncle Ben's is not gonna be anymore on the packet. Fuck this BLM people. Like it's almost as if, like, everything is being set up so that people can shoot themselves in the foot. Like, if I uprise or organize against the government in modern era, there's all these outlets that will eventually do these things. The same thing with the LGBTQ plus community. They were demanding to have access to marriage. And what they got access to marriage, but with that came also the fact that now, they are going to be forcefully included in films and in cartoons and stuff. That's not what I've yet to see that protest. When I'm seeing the alphabet community demanding to be on the Powerpuff Girls new episode, like, I've yet to see that.
Um, excuse me, guys. If I may chime in for a second. Actually, we did discuss this to an extent as it pertains to YouTube in a live stream that I did. Also, my next stream is going to be on political correctness, which is kind of like a continuation of the previous stream. But the reality is this, and one thing I have noticed in my short time as with my own channel, whenever there are certain individuals that are bringing forth information that very few people provide, or when they're asking us to consider things in a different slant. Unfortunately, these individuals get attacked uh, with personal stuff, calling these individuals everything but a child of God. And then the reason behind that is that their arguments are so weak and pathetic because they're not at the stage where they can intellectually engage these individuals and explain to them with logic why they feel that their viewpoints are not correct and just try to offer a counter logical argument with facts. Unfortunately, that requires people to have working brain cells that's not deteriorated too much.
Yep, that makes sense.
It
This I
does.
think
I agree.
yeah, I think this channel would be more popular if we dealt with more nonsense. You know,
Yeah,
but
that's how we're gonna track people. Unfortunately, people like ghetto-ness and rationing and crazy.
yep,
Unfortunately, these days.
yeah, we gotta
Um,
be Tiger King. We gotta be Tiger King, yo.
Yep. I wish all three, bro. Something going on. Anybody can hear me?
yeah, I can hear
Yeah,
you.
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Well, I hope all three of y'all channels can grow because it seems like we already got to talk about negative things just to get our audience. Nobody want nothing positive or helpful because we hooked
Hmm.
on the negativity of the world. But all they tell on the news is negativity. Nobody want to hear the good news. Just like there was a 6-year-old black boy that's in college. I don't know how true it is, but I kind of believe it. But that he already at college and he not on the news. They don't want to show stories like that. They want to keep that out the news. But anytime a black person do something wrong, they be glad to put it on TV or some nonsense like Lizzo
Yep.
and JC and all them. So yeah, positivity going out the window is negativity.
Well, as long as there are people like uh, Brotat, Denise, uh, Christina, uh, True Teacher, um, Radical Latino, when he doesn't go off the deep end regarding, his. I mean, no offense, it's just that. I mean, he's very intelligent, but sometimes it gets a little. Now I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate. And I already know I have haters already. Okay, yeah, and I'm sure as my channel continue to grow,
You don't
the
got no
number of
haters
haters.
per se.
I'm sorry.
You don't have no haters. You still have a small audience, so you good. Nobody not hating on you.
Well,
Yep.
you know what? If people hate me, that's their issue. Okay. Um, I'm just gonna keep it real. You brought up and Denise, you know me for a few months. So I think at this point you know how I handle things. I try to um, look at things and analyze things with a logical manner. I'm not going to get into Mr. BBC and how the
Oh
DR
my God.
right again, and
This summer
how
with
That's right.
Mr.
Okay, I'm
BBC
back.
was crazy.
and how the Spanish Empire will be resurrected again.
Oh God.
Look. If
I
you want
Really?
to hear history, go to the History Channel.
I hate to say the Spanish Empire won't be coming back.
Listen,
Yeah.
you guys
I'm
know.
just back in.
Yeah. Oh, that.
I'm just back in. Uh. I try to be on the Chimera can't channel, but I got blocked for some reason. I don't know. Um.
Who?
Um. Chimera.
I don't know who that is. So.
That's a
Digital
YouTube
art.
channel about comics. I, I was blocked there for some reason.
Okay,
In the chat, I
America.
don't know. In the chat, I don't know what the hell. Cause I've only been on that channel's chat once before. And that's it. In the chat, not on the panel. But anyways, I'm here now. I'm back here again. Um, so you was talking about the last duel. Um, so apparently the movie's some kind of historical drama, but it's all about misogyny. It's basically Handmaid's Tale in medieval times.
Yeah, you talking about the last duel?
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, the
Uh,
last duel. Look, I mean, what I'll probably do is I'll probably have a well edited video while I properly review it because this video or the stream is going on almost 2 hours now, and
hmm.
because we were kind of visiting this topic, that topic, I didn't get to really chop into it. I didn't get to dissect it properly. But basically, what they did was they applied 2021 standards to 14th century France, where 14th century France was a place where if you were anyone except the king and his close family, if you were anybody except them, it was shit on the menu for you. Right? So it's shit on the menu for everyone except the king, the queen, their cousin, etc.
Hmm.
So all these people you see up there, those courtesans, it was great for them, great life for them. But the people who are out there in the streets, etc., it was horrible for them. After this match, this fight between these two men, one of them, the one who lost, got their bodies dragged in the streets, and this is a respected knight, you know. Um, so once we have a situation where hashtag activists and these extremists who have taken over the feminist community, they've taken over the LGBTQIA community, taken over the geek community. Um, once we have people who have infested those communities and who are further sickening the organism that is Hollywood, you're going to have this revisionism going on all the time, where you know suddenly a story that's about a man who's honoring his wife's honor, or his wife's who's protecting his wife's honor, defending his wife's honor, or avenging his wife's honor. That's the better wording. A man who's avenging his wife's honor, right? You have a story like that. That's before this movie. I never read the story, and then after watching it, I went and read the story, and a lot of the stuff wasn't in there. The stuff that made the husband also a rapist wasn't in there. Yes, you can rape your wife. She says I'm not up to it, and then get over here right now, bitch. Yeah, you just raped her. It's against her consent. And so when he came back from war, and then she told him, hey, your best friend, when you left for to go fight the Normans, uh, your best friend came over here, and he had his way with me. And he's like, well, you know what? I'll be damned if he's the last guy who was inside you. Get over here. And she's like, really? He's like, yeah, bitch. Yeah, he raped her too. So this, and that was not in. By the way, that was not in the story. That was in this movie. So this. I'm sorry, Dan. Oh, I thought you were interjecting. Yeah, that was not in the story. The story is very well known, just not to me up until like a couple of days ago. But it's very well known, and it's never been part of that story, except when these ultra left hashtag activists, Twitterati, Tumblrite assholes went ahead and they influenced the screenwriters. And then you have two
Hmm.
guys here. Here's the other problem I have with this film. I am a big believer in reality. Okay, I'm a big fan of that shit. And so I
You know
realized,
what? And what I didn't exactly hear what you said
Oh,
because
oh,
it
can you
kind of
hear me?
clipped up.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I don't
you
know
said
if my
what?
mic.
Believe in what?
No, I'm a big fan of reality. All right.
Oh,
So
reality. Oh,
when you have when you have a situation where, I mean, can everyone hear me? Okay. How's my volume?
Yes, yes, we
Oh
can hear
yes,
you.
you
Yes,
good.
I can hear you.
Okay. So when you have a situation where these men are part of a society where the primary way women get to move up is through hypergamy, and you, as two actors, Matt Damon and Adam Driver, you as these two actors are telling young boys who are coming up like, hey, you should not be seeking power and influence, then you're destroying the fiber of that society. Again, I'm a big fan of reality, and the reality is, I'm not I'm not casting aspersions on love or anything like that, but let's be real. Lots of women are attracted to power. When Brad Pitt,
duh.
yeah, no, but there are a lot of people who get in their feelings. That's not true. Well, it's about equality, blah 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 blah, right? So,
Yeah. Mhm.
you know, yeah. So basically, I'm just relaying the obvious here. Lots of women are attracted to power. The fat, ugly old guy who's in the Bugatti, he has the edge over any supermodel looking dude who's serving that woman coffee at Starbucks. He's so that dude with the high cheekbones and the long hair looks like a GQ model, and he's serving her coffee. We're supposed to believe that he has a shot with this woman against measured against the dude who rolls up and walks in there from his Bugatti and says, "Listen, we need to have new rules around here. I just bought the store." Yeah, no, that's not how that goes. I'm a big fan of reality. So these two actors here, that's the other thing too. I wanted to have kind of like a digression. You guys realize when you have these movies about, oh, it's a bum on the street, you're actually watching multimillionaires pretending to be bums so they can become
Mhm.
richer millionaires. That fucks me up every time I realize that shit. But these two actors, to get back on point, these two actors, there's not a guy on this panel or in this community that can pull a woman away from them. All right,
I
these two
know.
guys are not billionaires, they're not Jeff Bezos, multi-millionaires, world famous. You can go to Uzbekistan, they know Adam Driver, they know Matt Damon.
Mhm.
These two guys have no problem propagating their genes. They have gone out, they've acknowledged what you have to do to be a man in society. Every day, if you're not telling your son this obvious truth, you're doing him a disservice. That as a man, every day you have a job. You have to go out there and collect influence, power, and currency. Those are the three things. You go out there and you build bridges with whatever drug dealer, cartel. If they have power, you build bridges with them. You don't burn the bridge, you build bridges with them. That's influence, power. If you can join the gang, I don't recommend it, but if you can, you best move up your way up in that bitch. What I do recommend is something more reputable. Maybe you join the military and you move up, so corporal, sergeant, lieutenant, commander.
Yeah,
Maybe
don't stay a private. Don't stay a
yeah,
private.
right, private. The police department, the army, right? So power.
Mhm.
First was influence. You go out there and collect influence so that you build bridges with whoever has power. Then you build power. Then you collect currency. The fourth is resources. So whatever currency happens to be in your society, whether it's the francs, whether it's dollars, pesos, fucking rubies, fucking marbles from the beach, whatever the currency is, you collect that shit. You bring it back to your base. And the fourth is resources. Whatever that happens to be, maybe someone owes you, and you're like, hey, you know what? Instead of money, let me get that car. Hey, uh, buddy, your friend has a car. You see that they're throwing out something from an office supply store, and you come back with that shit. It's resources. So now you own the means of production with a huge mass printing machine that you got there for free, but it's a resource, even though you didn't pay for it. So these four things you're supposed to be instilling in your son to go out there and do that shit, to collect influence, power, money, or currency, and resources. These two men here are destroying that idea in this film. Everything that these men did to collect those four things in this film was deemed demonic, was deemed misogynistic. What message are you sending to young men? So now your
Stay
young men,
poor.
yes,
Stay
stay
poor.
poor, stay poor, stay without influence, stay without power. She'll love me just for who I am. Oh,
Yeah.
have you lost your motherfucking minds? But you know what?
Um,
These two men here. I'm sorry, someone is interjecting.
yeah, excuse me. I
Yes, sir.
don't mean to interrupt,
No problem.
but what this does, it encourages more people to become part of the mentally and intellectually challenged community.
Mike's.
When you exactly, that's my cyber daughter, Robert.
Oh my God.
I learned everything from Jose.
The
He
mic,
taught me that. The mics, the
the
mental
mic,
and
The mix, the
intellectually
mix.
challenged.
challenge. You know, you know.
Go ahead,
That's
Jose.
But you know something.
that's what these guys. Yeah, get Jose.
But you know something. One time, on Fighter Stream, I was just talking about how the African American community has suffered so much, first, being in slavery, and the fact that their culture was deprived with them. And then, while I was talking, basically he took his hands and he was like pretending like I was like he was crying, like I was weeping. Okay, and the fact of the matter is this: some people cannot deal with the truth. Oh, and also that the fact that the African American community has played a huge role in how this country is today. Unfortunately,
Sure.
some people cannot deal with the truth.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it unfortunately, you have to understand that certain people don't understand basically what Brotep is saying,
True.
because if you are a business owner, or like Kevin Samuels or the Manosphere calls it, if you're a high value men don't have to cry for blue collar workers, but they know that without the blue collar workers recognition and their existence, they can never be high value men, because who the hell's gonna work for you? So you're not weeping for black folks that build America, but in reality, when you have a problem acknowledging that one thing cannot exist without the other, that's when you realize that that person knows nothing about how business works. Because, for example, let's take I go to I buy a franchise of Burger King, for example.
Hmm.
And I become, what, let's say I buy the corporation, and like if I don't have employees that actually sell my products and give customer service and get those food items going, um can I be a millionaire or a billionaire? Can Walmart Corporation be resting in billions of dollars if they don't have Walmart workers? Of course not.
Mm,
you
No.
know there one thing cannot exist without the other. That's what makes a
yeah.
society in the hierarchy. If you, for example, if we take what Brote was talking about, with the king, if you have no subjects, can you be a king?
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. You'll be
so
crowned
so
king nothing.
Exactly, you're the king of no one. So you have to, one thing in this society, the subject always validates the existence of the king, and the king can only exist by acknowledging of his need of subjects, and that's the same thing with the Black community. There will be no America as we know it, at least, without the contribution, the unpaid contribution of Black Americans. That is a reality.
Yep.
I don't mean that you have to feel sorry for them and start crying. Of course not, because they're not feeling sorry for themselves. My thing is that we have to acknowledge that because America didn't pay Black people to build this country, they were able to thrive, move forward, and become the number one nation in the world. It's just a reality. Because if they would have had to pay Black Americans as employees today to build this nation, it will be bankrupt. This nation will not be like you know it today. So
Well,
it
I mean,
goes, like I said,
even if
it goes into these people. Go ahead, Broter.
no problem. Even if the nation wasn't bankrupt and it was still intact, the 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 stratas in society would be different. So the racial underclass that African Americans form now, that would not exist. It would be because African Americans would be paid for their labor. Then they would not be the lowest, one of the lowest underclasses or whatever. So society would be stratified differently, you know. And some people would not like that. Some people
I
like
think
us at
Native
the bottom.
Americans. I think Native Americans are at the bottom, even lower than black people. I mean, they don't live. They still segregated. They live in reservations.
I agree. I think it's Native Americans at the bottom, then African Americans, then Hispanics and Latinos. We the bottom three that at the lowest, because the highest
Mm.
is whites, Asians, and the small hats, and then the middle be Middle Easterners. So yeah, that's about correct.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hold
The
on, hold
media don't
on,
talk about Native Americans.
hold on. Melanated one says, "While what you speak is real, them others could give two flying, and you'll see." Whoa, whose feedback is that? I think it might be Fitzco. Hold on. Or it could be Terrell. Except, no, Terrell's not. All right, that was Jose's mic feedback. But Melanated one says, "While what you speak is real, them others could give two flying, and you'll see that historically all they do is juggle subjects. Yeah, they could juggle these. What we oh Greg is here. Hell, Greg, what's going on, Playboy? But what was it I was actually gonna say? I had a point to make about what you were saying, Denise, about the kings needing the subjects. And see, I I had this idea before, and then I was dissuaded from pursuing that train of thought. Where I had a couple of friends come back from prison, and when they came back and they stood on the corner, the guy was just standing on the corner. He was not even trying to trap no more. He was just on the corner, like you know, eating some chicken wings or whatever. And the cops rolled up and they threw him against the wall, patted him down, and then the cop's partner says, "Nah, you gotta give him more time." They got back in their car. They need him. They needed this guy to be at the corner to give them a job to do. They needed the guy on the corner, not only give him a job to do, that's on the books, that's official, right? But unofficially, they rob this guy. Unofficially, they rob him every time they pat him down. So whatever it is that he got through trapping on the corner, they took like a quarter of it, right? And then throw him back out there like a fish. They throw him back out there
Mhm.
so he can do more. And then when they have enough, like let's say the guy makes more connections with other trappers, and now when you do a bust, it'll be a big drug bust. Then they could properly eat. The guy straight up told his partner, "You got to give him more time." Like you can't be more transparent than that.
Mm.
And so even the criminal
I want to
underclass.
ask. I want to ask. What are the cops snorting the stuff or they selling it?
Um, I mean, I didn't ask, nor did I discern what they were doing with it. But
Mm.
it
I
was
assume they
it was
selling it.
obvious. You assume they selling it? Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I assume.
they could be snorting it too because when I first got to the area, one of them was asking me all kinds of questions. I was at Burlington Coat Factory getting some getting some threads and shit. And dude showed up and there were choppers in the sky and shit. Dun, 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 dun. This dude was like, have you been in such and such place and such place? I'm like, I don't see how that's any of your concern. Then he opened his coat and there's the fucking shield and dangling from his chest and shit. So I'm like, why would you want to know if I'm in such and such place? And ask me all kinds of different different questions, right? So
Mm. Mm.
these guys, they're constantly fishing. They're constantly fishing, even if they have nothing on you, and they're constantly putting you to work,
Mm.
right? So if I had been one of the guys he's looking for, he'd put me to work, basically, so that he can. It's amazing, man. It's amazing, and I'm learning these things out here. I'm learning these things. I should have known them before, but it's never too late to learn these lessons. So even as a grown man, I'm learning how the dynamics are with these sorts of things. Who the hell's taking a shower on my live stream? Whose mic is on? Fitz, that was you. Fitz, that was you. Anyhow,
Mm. No,
no, that sound was you, no?
no, it wasn't me. There's no
Yeah, I
water
heard
running in here at all.
yeah, because I heard a faucet go shh. Right, but yeah. So what was it? I actually had a. Greg is here. Greg says everything Hollywood is producing is just communist psyops.
Uh,
They
yeah,
they want
hi,
us to
Greg. Hi,
see
Greg. Mm.
Greg.
I think I messaged that guy for email that guy for about things before, but I don't think he ever responded. Yeah, yeah,
You sure you have the right email?
I this is
yeah. I
the
do got his
thing.
email.
Look,
Hold on.
I agree with Greg like 1,000%. And the reason is because you have to understand how Hollywood functions. Um, you know, I'm just gonna say what I was gonna say. But in reality, you have to think like this. When you're producing a blockbuster movie, for example, um, you have to understand that this first of all, film is very expensive to produce. So unfortunately, especially now with like so many things being made digital, you get charged per frame, uh crazy amounts of money. So these
Jesus
people,
Christ.
this production companies have to uh outsource their funding. So when they go to this, even this, when you use a studio and whatnot, like you still have to have people that invest into your project. Depending on the reach that you're going to have, you will get like certain companies that will endorse what you're doing and whatnot. However, you have to understand that you can, as a producer, as a writer, a director, and whatnot, you can want to do something, but whoever is paying is the person that's going to tell you, no, I want you to include this because I want to appeal to more people. So that's why you see a lot of botch productions nowadays, where
Yep.
things that were not supposed to be there are there, just to appeal to the masses, because everything is about money. So the
Mm.
according to the temperature of the culture at the time, that's how most productions will gravitate
And by
towards.
masses, you mean China? The only China.
No, I don't mean it like that. What I mean is like,
That's pretty funny though.
what I mean
What
basically is
passes you mean
like,
China?
for example, I'm gonna talk about my field. I'm a sound engineer, right? And you can literally finish like a whole album. And as a sound engineer, you know which song is better. You know which song is literally the best in musicality. You know which one will most likely even win a Grammy to the artist or even to the, writer and whatnot. However, the person in charge of the marketing of the artist, or if you're working with an artist that's basically from a record label, they are the ones that decide which song they're going to promote. It's not up to the sound engineer nor the producer to actually decide those things. It's usually the marketing. And 9 times out of 10, and I can attest to this, 9 times out of 10, they pick the lamest, most stupid freaking song out of the whole album to promote. And that is the song that gets pushed out with radio promoters and whatnot. It's the same thing with movies. It's the same thing with film. Like, to be honest with you, it's something that you have to be in the field to actually, understand what we're seeing today. Like, it's as much as I would like to say it's unprecedented. I think there's a lot of precedent to it. I just think it has never been to like this level. It's like, I don't know if regular folks that are not involved in like the media in any way, um, if you guys want to compare to what's happening to film and music and media in general right now, like, look at social media, how it was in 2009 and how it is today. How much censorship does it have? How many labels it includes? Like, immediately you
Mm,
post something related to C19 or the jab and whatnot, immediately you get a label.
mm, I
That is
was
the
on social
same.
media in 2009.
Yeah,
How I
that's
was
exactly.
I woman 7. Yeah, I was thinking woman number 7. I think.
That's
Yes. Mm,
exactly how media is getting reprogrammed or rearranged, if I must say.
mm,
So it's the same level, like this same unprecedented level uh of control of what we see and we hear and whatnot. uh it's getting out of control. Like, I've never seen. uh yeah, I agree with Greg. There has been precedent. It's just never like this huge way where everything that we consume is so controlled. And I could expound on it. Like I said, if you haven't watched Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron, like, go watch what we were talking about, censorship and how the Telecommunications Act affected networks. And now we're having, because we were going to have the internet with unlimited access, but now we went from 50 networks to practically 6 that basically preach either two messages, or pretend to preach two messages, because it's basically who they're getting money from. And then they were like, no, don't worry about it, we're going to give you guys the internet, unlimited access to information. And now we settle for that. We allow Bill Clinton to do that in the 90s. But then now, when we see the amount of access, or quote unquote access, that we actually have to internet and information, we were lied to. And it's sad that a lot of people are not catching up to this being something that's so important.
Excuse me. I have a question. I never heard the term psyops. What does the term mean? And I just want to apologize. It's just that it's raining and the raindrops are hitting the air conditioner outside. So what I'll do is, when I'm not speaking, I'll keep myself muted.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. PsyOp is a short portmanteau for psychological operation.
I don't
Psy,
know if you
like,
guys, Brotek, have you watched
yes,
on
sir. Yes,
Netflix?
ma'am.
How to Become a Tyrant?
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Right?
Oh my god, you're in for a treat. Like I watched the whole thing because I love
Has
looking at
anybody
different
here watched
perspectives.
videos by Jake Tran?
No.
No.
But definitely one of the things that if you wanna see different things that agree with and back up basically what Greg is saying about the psyops and whatnot, look up like how Kim Jong Un and even his father, like in North Korea, there's only one channel that people are allowed to watch. There's only one channel. Gaddafi, literally, Gaddafi had people and kids learn from school his
Mm,
teachings. That's how mental condition works. It's based
mm,
on what we consume. So
mm,
to be honest with you, we have to if we're gonna watch and be exposed to these things, we have to then exercise discernment, like in any
mm,
way, like in every way. I'm sorry, because you have to understand, okay, you're telling me that these evil people, right, that's what the show is basically painting it as. These evil people manipulated the minds of at least three generations to infiltrate and be able to condition people to think a specific way and push certain agendas on people. But then, can we do the same thing with America? Can we start seeing through the bullshit and actually analyze what the agenda is and what we're being conditioned to think about? And I think that's the problem, that we don't apply
mm,
things that we learn. There's no, we don't have this critical thinking or this free thinking. It's almost extinct nowadays because people are consuming so many things and they keep us busy with so many different things that you get pushed this same agenda from all sides, because you get off from Netflix, then you go to the theater or you watch TV, and then you consume social media, and it's everywhere.
mhm.
So why why
You
don't
can't read a article on a website without getting pushed. You hit well leftist agenda.
exactly, it's something that it's so crazy that you have a lot of people that are not understanding, hey, there's a lot of things that we are seeing and all this stuff, but somehow we still believe in this notion that America, oh no, America doesn't do that. That's those evil countries. America doesn't do that to its people. I'm like, for somebody, for one man to be the ruler of you and you being the subject of America, they have to have some kind of power over you, and it's time that we accept that. I don't know if we do it because of the ego and human nature, or because simply we just don't want to think that way, but it's time for us to start thinking or asking ourselves why people fail to see manipulation through these things, especially when it comes to America.
All of that shit makes sense.
Mm,
And Greg is saying something here too. Right wing agenda is almost as bad. So both sides of this, not only the leftists are doing it, the rightists are doing it.
Oh yeah.
The right is also a tool of the globalists. I don't know if
Yeah, because both
I'm
are designed as a cult. Both are, and that's the biggest trick. That's why I don't believe in the notion of religion like people do, because this is what it creates. You're getting groomed into being someone's subject by being a subject to God. So in order for you, like almost every law in this country aligns with the laws in the Bible.
I
So
know.
you have, that's your grooming. That's why a lot of people that are Satanist or are Buddhist or are atheists like myself or whatnot, like a lot of us get shitted on simply because we're questioning. How dare you to question the existence of my ruler, of my creator, or the person that governs everything? And then it creates this submissive nature in a human being, and that's when things start going south, because you feel like you're being torn into two personas. You had to pretend to be this good Christian, but your human nature is telling you to do the complete opposite. And which one is right and which one is wrong?
If I could just chime in for a second. No, this is one area that, in a way, you and me we're going to disagree uh, to a certain extent. Now, I'm going to be now. You know me. I have been perfectly honest. There have been Christians that's given an extremely poor representation of our beliefs. Unfortunately, they're the ones that get the most attention. But the fact of the matter is, we need to allow people to believe or not to believe whatever they wish. And we should not demonize anybody for being an atheist. Just at the same time, no one should be demonized for being a follower of a Christ or a follower of Buddha or Hinduism or whatnot.
Yeah, I'm a follower of Allah, so
You guys were demonized in the early 2000s.
I
Oh
know.
my god. This
Uh,
country demonizes everything, man.
I mean, I was born in 2002, so it doesn't matter.
well, I love you anyway, but we're gonna disagree. Let's just leave it at
Yeah, I know, Jose, you and me have different
that.
views in that aspect, but in reality, we have to accept what's real, and is the fact that this country is a country of quote unquote free religion as long as it is God centric. If you decide to, like the other panelists here, follow Allah teachings and have respect and believe in honor and whatnot, like unfortunately you're going to be somewhat shunned from certain spaces in this nation. It's just what it is. Like I've never seen a Muslim president. I've never seen an atheist president, at least not openly. For that same reason. you
Um,
know
I think at some point we may not live to see it, but I think we're going to see someone as a president who is a non-Christian, and it could be a Muslim, it could be a Hindu, it could be agnostic, or it could be an atheist. The problem is we as a society have a problem with people who are different. And that goes back all the way back to 1619.
So true. America won't sell people that are different. They only want people that look like them. And basically, it's a sin to be an atheist, but we don't even know fully about what they believe in and who they are without giving them a chance. Because in America, we have a freedom religion. We put to accept everybody religion, no matter they believe in Buddhism, Islam, atheist, Catholic. It doesn't matter. We put to respect everybody religion. And you violated even one religion, you violated that amendment. So a lot of people don't understand that they can discriminate based on religion, but you can't. You gotta respect everybody. But a lot of people don't
Mm.
understand that. They want to pick and choose what bad and good.
Because people have small minds. They cannot accept the fact that you could have people of goodwill regardless
Mm.
of what is their religious affiliation. And this is something that our Christian brethren has a hard time dealing with at times. And I can say that as a Christian. And I'm
What's his name?
sure and
It's the
I'm
guy
sure
from Django.
some Christians are gonna be
Samuel
unhappy with
Jackson
what
from
I'm
Django.
saying, but so be it.
I don't
Christian
have a,
Christian tips are gonna come for you, Jose.
Mm.
I don't
But
have
you
a
know,
religion, but I do believe in the God and the Lord. I do believe He did. I actually believe that the Lord is there for anybody, no matter what religion you are, no matter what part of the world. He basically there for no matter what religion you are. Cause he basically one person. He just appeal to people differently in different parts of the corner of the world. So
see what people fail to understand is that everybody has chosen a different path in their life journey. Uh, I just chose to embrace Christ. That does not make me any better than anybody else. It doesn't make me inferior to anybody else. But the fact of the matter is, we have many people who choose many paths in life, and it could be for whatever set of circumstances. I remember, I think it was Mahatma Gandhi that actually said that he liked Christ, but he never became a Christian because unfortunately he saw too many Christians giving a bad example of what Jesus taught.
And
Mm,
but it goes back. It
But
goes back to that same thing.
mm.
Like,
Uh,
go
I
ahead.
know something, Mia. I know something, Mia. If you don't know, these leftist institutions tend to demonize Christianity a lot, especially they start back in the '90s, especially. They also they also demonize they also demonize rural people. People don't live in cities. People live in rural areas. That's why we always got these horror movies set in deep south by these rednecks, quote unquote, redneck.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. Yeah,
But
but for me,
but you know,
the people in power, I think they good people. Okay, you guys are starting some good trouble. I think these people are good people.
but you know,
Oh God, yeah.
guys, we can, we can disagree and be agreeable when we disagree. I mean, I think the perfect
Absolutely.
example of it when on no bullshit that we did the program regarding religion and the commercialization of Christ. I mean, you had two people from total opposites, um, but we were able to coexist. Now, I actually made a statement which I think it kind of surprised some people, which was had to do with my beliefs and the fact I made the statement that when I die um, and go to heaven and I'm in front of the Lord and I made this statement. Well, I'm going to say, I mean, I deserve to burn in hell because based on my doctrine, the reason why um, I believe I'll have spent eternity in heaven because I adopted a philosophy which is based on love for God and love for my neighbor. And some people got a little bit uh, surprised with that statement.
God,
Hail
heaven,
Casper.
man. Like,
Hail
I,
Casper.
Hail Casper. Who? Oh, Casper the Friendly Ghost?
The friendly ghost.
Listen, man. I
uh,
can't.
uh, uh,
Nah.
by the way, so something that is strange that how it works. But because technically, if you go to hell, you're already were in hell because it's fancy. Eh, so it's infancy. So if you go to hell, you already were in hell already. You just you're just outside hell for a moment during time of in the form of life.
Well,
I don't
hell sounds
believe
more
in the
exciting to
notion of
me.
hell. Yeah, I don't believe in the notion of hell, and if that's gonna
No,
send
no,
me
no,
to
no, no.
hell.
I talk about Christianity because if you don't know how Christianity believes, I make a statement, but it's a strange statement, but guys is eternal, as in he just at all times at the same time and receives all time at once, and so is heaven and hell. So if you go to hell, you're already were in hell, just exist outside hell momentarily in the form of life, which I don't even understand how that works. So you're in two places at the same time. Your soul's in two places at the same time.
Um, I am not. Okay, I am. This is the first time I'm hearing with that concept. Now, the fact of the matter when it comes to like heaven and hell, what it deals with where the soul is going to spend eternity, and depending on one's action will determine where a person will end up. Of course, we all know that there are people who do not believe in the concept of hell. There are people who do not believe in the concept of heaven. There are people that do not believe in the concept of Christianity. And, everyone's entitled to believe or not to believe.
Mm,
It's just
mm,
that what we need to
mm,
do is we need to be tolerant of those who do
mm.
not believe.
Okay, okay. Well, no, what I'm saying is that in Christianity apparently hell and heaven and hell both exist outside time,
I've
which
never
wouldn't.
heard that. And I grew
Neither
up
have
as
I,
Seventh Day Adventist.
and I've been a born again Christian for almost 33 years.
Yeah, I was born and raised a Seventh Day Adventist, and I left the church finally at 22. So I've never heard that in Christianity.
How do they exist outside time? Can you explain that again?
e- exactly. That's kind of a paradox there.
How do they exist outside time? You gotta let me know. How does that work?
Exactly. Basically, yeah, no, exactly.
That's no
That doesn't
exactly.
make any sense.
No, you haven't explained it. What do you mean exactly? How do
Oh,
they
because
exist
because
outside of
because
time?
what I mean, but just outside time is that it exists in the past, in the present, the same, in past, present, and future at the same time.
How? How do they exist in the past?
Um,
Present?
I don't think that's Christianity. I think that's
uh,
something else.
could are you talking about? Okay, I don't mean to interrupt, but are you referring to God being present in the past, present in the future, or you're talking about hell itself?
Both places in afterlife in Christianity I think originally is supposed to be outside, but both exist in the past, present, and future, just like just like God,
Okay.
which makes feel a little sense to me, considering how soul's supposed to be there, how soul's supposed to go there.
Which Christian explained this to you? Because they were confused.
I don't know. I heard this from. I'm not Christian by myself, by the way, but I've heard this from a the fourth age video, apparently, because he is a Christian, and he know about old philosophical idea. That's a very old idea. That's an old idea from where Christianity first started, I think.
I think
Well,
that's a little. It could be that Christianity has branched into so
yeah.
many
Mm.
different religions that I wouldn't
I
like put it
understand,
as
but yeah,
I
I
wouldn't put
said
it
that's
as
from what.
Christianity. I would say that if you go to that specific
Mm.
dogma, you have to just pin it to whatever religion they're referring to. Because
I,
in all
no, no.
honesty,
I said that's how Christianity was when it first started, I think, and then that changed, and then that
no,
changed.
it didn't. It did not. All religions, Catholicism didn't start it like that. Seventh Day Adventist, Baptist, the Last Saints of no, it didn't start it like that. Like that's why I said that probably is a specific religion because if you look back into theoretical Christianity, it did not start it like that. That
Um,
all of these things existed, past, present, future at the same time, like as if it's like a Marvel multi-universe. Like it's not. That's not the Christianity. Basically,
No,
okay.
no, that's not. I'm not talking about multiverse. I didn't bring up the multiverse. I said a
I know, but
multiverse
it
at
but
all.
it sounds like a multiverse. That's not the way it is. Like right now,
That's
for
not.
example,
I'm not talking. I'm not talking about multiverse. I never said spoke nothing
no,
about a multiverse.
no, I know. I'm just saying it's that it sounds like the multiverse. I didn't say
No,
you said
multiverse.
that.
Multiverse is different universes.
Okay, I
What I'm
think you
talking
didn't
about
get it.
is
But anyway,
what I mentioned was time paradox. That's something entirely different.
yeah, but we can be disingenuous towards Christians. We have to, if we're gonna talk about Christianity, we have to keep it real. That's not what they
Mm.
preach. Like I said, I think that's a specific religion what you were listening to, but in reality,
That's
Christianity
the idea that's
believes
faded. I think that's the idea that had faded.
No, that's not. You even said it. You're not a Christian yourself. I'm just explaining it to you
Mm,
because I was a born and raised Christian. That's not how the way
mm,
Christianity works.
Yeah.
mm,
Christianity, the way it works is that depending on the deeds that you have done in your life and depending on what's in your heart, you will go to
mm,
either face
That's
consequences for the rest of eternity, or you will go and live in eternal peace.
right.
So it's not like you can exist at many different times while on hell or heaven. That's
Yeah,
not how it works. That's
that's
not
not a thing.
Christianity. That's like some some
If
other
I can,
form.
if I could just chime in for a second.
Probably.
Actually, you had different. Okay, you had different forms and different concepts of Christianity going back for almost 2,000 years. Some of them were completely, I mean, as different as night as day.
mm,
Maybe what you heard was someone with one concept of Christianity, but Christianity, in its essence, it is a way of life for people who are Christian. How do we interact between God, who we believe is our Father, and then with others? And in fact, Jesus crystallized everything into two commandments: love the Lord your God with all your whole strength, being, and etc., etc., and love your neighbor as yourself.
mm, mm,
Okay,
mm.
that's
Yeah,
Christianity in a nutshell.
yeah, yeah. 'Cause I know there are a lot of time paradoxes in Christianity on purpose.
Um,
On purpose. Like
okay,
for example.
you know what? I would not phrase it that way, but then again, as a Christian, it might sound biased. I think what it is that if it seems contradictory, is that we have like different understandings. Like, how can God, you have God and then three persons? I mean, that's something that's been debated since the beginning.
Mm, mm. Well, so the same being, but also three different personalities in the same being.
Mhm. I mean, if you want to use the analogy, I'll just use myself. Okay, let's say I'm Jose Negron, the male. I am Jose Negron, the baby boomer. I am Jose Negron who resides in New York. So it's like you have different aspects, but you have the same person.
Mm, mm, mm. Okay. Another time paradox is that Jesus is his own father, and okay, and so he God put himself in just use himself as the soul of Jesus when the baby was born,
Jesus is not his own.
and
Okay, see
That's not how that works.
the concept of the Trinity is not
Jose,
discussed.
sorry
Yes.
to cut you off, but I want the name of the channel that you listen to because that sounds hilarious. That's not Christianity, bro.
That's some other shit.
Are you claiming I'm a false prophet?
Oh, no,
no,
not
no,
you,
no.
not you. The other fellow. I don't
Fizz.
know
Just call
his
me
name.
Fizz. When we can't, just call
Okay,
me Fizz.
Fizz.
We can't say Fizz Jozo.
Okay, Fizz. Like literally, that's hilarious. Like that.
Okay, okay. I got the information from a video about if you don't know the fourth age talked about how ideas change over time in his videos. Um, apparently, so apparently one point mentioned that there's an old idea in Christianity that God is eternal and so is the afterlife. So it's the afterlife, which I don't even understand, because that means because that will largely mean that you would in hell before you went to hell, if you know what I'm saying.
No, what it means. Okay, what it means is that your soul lives forever.
I
Basically,
know
that's that.
a soul lives forever. I
But
said,
but let
yeah, I know.
but that's not.
Well,
I think the interpretation that you're, if it wasn't what the channel said, based on the title that you gave me, basically what it's saying when it says eternal, it's not that you have access when you're mortal. You don't We don't have access to neither. Like based on Christianity, like I cannot go in heaven right now or in hell and just party there with Satan and then come back up and just go to my
of
job
course not.
tomorrow.
I
You know,
know that.
like
I know that. I know that. I'm talking about dying. I'm talking about dying and in death.
Satan
And I'm
parties
talking about in
hard.
death. Yeah, I'm talking about in
parties
death.
just
Hard.
for him.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm talking about in death after you die. Apparently, all the acts you did in your life determine where you go. And since the heaven and hell both exist outside of time, that means that technically, when you think about it, you were there already. So if you you're destined to go to heaven, for example, because
No,
everything's
no,
predetermined or
there's
something.
no predestination when it comes to that, which goes to what I think melanated one did not hear what I said, what's in your heart alongside with your
Mm-hmm.
deeds. I think he misinterpreted what I
Mm-hmm.
said. But going back to
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying, there's no predestination in Christianity because I could be a
Mm-hmm.
mass killer in life, right? And I could do that for the first 30 years of my life.
No,
And then I go,
because
hold on, hold
every
on, hold
choice you
on,
make
hold
is
on,
pre.
hold on. And
Hold on,
then
dude.
based on
Yeah.
Christianity, I could be a serial killer for 30 years of my life. I get caught, I get put in prison, and then when I'm 60, I'm dying in my dying bed, and I say, you know what, I was raised a Christian, what I did was wrong, and you ask for forgiveness because you believe that there is a God up there that's listening to you, and you really repent. Will that make me a person that's gonna go to heaven or to hell? I will That's something that the creator will have to decide, you
Mm-hmm.
know but in reality there's no predestination. That's not the concept of Christianity. I
I
understand
agree
I
that
know,
with
I
you.
your
know, I know, I know.
religion.
It's not a. I know, it's, I know. No. I know it's not not the concept of Christianity. What I'm saying is that, what I'm saying is that I'm talking about the whole concept of both places. Of the constant now. You have heard that phrase, the constant now?
I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm talking. That's what I mean. Because keep in mind. I
But
talk
that
about because
doesn't
your
relate to
life.
Christianity. I think you're
I
you're
know,
you're
yeah,
you're trying to
yeah.
paint Christianity as something Christianity is not.
Okay. I get. I might be wrong there. So let's just again, like I said, I'm not a Christian. Uh,
Um,
yeah, because look, like I said, when you think about it, your life is predetermined by God. So every single choice you make is not your own; it's God's choice. And then, oh, which is very
But
strange.
Christianity doesn't believe that. In reality, in Christianity,
Mhm.
he gave you free will to make your own choices because
Exactly. So it's a common contradiction. That's what I'm saying. It's a contradiction. There
no,
are quite a few
I'm not
contradictions.
denying. I'm not denying that.
Mm,
In my opinion, of
mm,
course,
mm,
um, Christianity contradicts itself in many things. But what I'm
mm.
saying is like if theoretically you're supposed to be this person that
With free will, a
God
free will.
God created, yes, to have your own choices. That's why He wants you
Mm,
to willingly accept Him and make your own decisions. You can
mm,
decide to be a good person, accept Him as your creator, and live by His standards, or you can say "fuck Him," I'll party with the devil and do the devil's pedicure for eternity. It's up to
mm,
you. But that's
mm,
basically the
mm.
Yes,
concept.
yes.
That's
But okay, I want to say that. Want to
uh,
say that, but I want to say that. But in order for that to work, that means time has to move normally, even for God. So that were the case, time
come
has to move
again.
normal. If
What,
that were the case,
what is
that
your
means that time
fixation
has
on
to.
time?
I said,
What is your
I know the time.
fixation
That's it.
on?
Because
I know.
that's what I was
Hold
talking
on.
about in the old say the
Yes,
old
hold on.
philosophers of
I
Christianity.
got it.
Uh,
I got it. Hold on. You're fixated on these time paradoxes, right? But
mm,
everything you're saying, every time you mention a time paradox, I don't see a time paradox there. It's based on something that you overheard or that you read from some obscure
Hey, bro,
philosopher.
Tip, I can't really hear you, bro.
Can you hear me now?
Nah, you sound like distant, man.
All right, hold on. How about everybody? Do I sound distant? Hello?
Yeah.
I
Do I
can
sound
I can
distant?
hear you.
I can hear
It's
you
just
as well.
yeah.
Yeah, you just sound distant. That's it. I don't know if it's just me or maybe I gotta fix mine or something.
Um,
Mm,
I hope I'm not too distant. Hold on a second. Let me.
mm. Uh,
All
yeah,
right, hold on.
yeah.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I
Oh
can hear
man.
you, man.
Okay. All right. Look, you're fixated on time paradoxes. However, it seems like it's some obscure philosopher whose ideas came and went. You know,
Mm-hmm.
didn't really
Exactly.
cause me. Yeah, but you
Exactly.
can't exactly. You brought up time paradoxes all the time here. Every time someone said anything, it's like a paradox. Jesus being his own dad, that's a time paradox. No one said Jesus was his own dad. There are different aspects of God. The aspect of God that is God the Father, he's the one who imbued his son with all the aspects of who that son is in order to save us,
Mm,
when he goes to earth or whatever, right? So
mm,
there are
mm,
different aspects of God. I grew up.
Then that means that there must necessarily be different aspects of the devil, of course, since the Antichrist, whole stuff, the Antichrist.
Well, the devil's not the Antichrist. That's a whole other being.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm the devil. I'm the devil.
No, the Pope is the Antichrist, yo.
Bro, to remove
But
the last person that joined. Remove it.
no, that's Poach, right? Isn't that
No,
Pocho?
remove it. Remove it.
That's the MXPC
Oh
troll.
Lord.
Hey, fuck you, Terrell. Stop snitching, motherfucker.
Fuck you,
Man,
That's
bitch.
you fuck
very
you too, bitch,
mature. That's
motherfucker,
very.
piece of shit.
Okay, can't lose track of what we're talking about. Um.
Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
You was talking about religion. Religion. People discriminate against you based on
Yeah,
your religion. Okay.
yeah. Hold on. But fellas, let me ask. Okay, there are gazillion images that you can actually put to troll people with. Why is it you guys constantly choose that?
Because
They
that's what
scrap.
they deem pretty and desirable.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you guys are trying to tell us something. What? I mean, it's
Um,
2021. It's 2021. Don't
uh,
need to be in the closet no more.
Brother,
The mics.
brother,
Yeah,
you cannot
yeah.
expect logic from the Knicks.
Yep, from those mix, yo.
Okay, I
Or
mean,
the mics, the
that,
mics.
that's an oxymoron.
The mic. The
The
mics.
mics, yo. Yep.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
When Jose said
yeah. I
that for
thought that
the
was.
first time, trust me, they did that to me. They did that to me on a stream when I was talking about an emergency in Cuba, a life or death emergency happening in real time in Cuba, to the point where I was sharing vital information for people to help Cubans, and they came up with that stupidity. And I'm like, yo, who raised you? You're not even funny. At least they should have raised you to be a funny
Yeah.
person.
Yep.
Um,
Now as
Denise,
far
now
as
you understand why my next stream is going to be a close panel.
Keep it like that, Jose,
yeah,
because
yeah,
oh Lord.
yeah. I
Because
think mine will be a little
because
different.
the crazies are going to come out eventually, but I can do what I can to slow their progress.
Wow. And also, hold on. The guy who showed his fantasy up on here for the 1 or 2 seconds or 3 seconds, whatever. You understand that YouTube has a function that I can delete that, right? So you're not really doing anything. I don't understand
They
these
don't know
guys.
technology, bro. They're too busy trying to get a BBC.
Or trying to make the DR white again.
So true.
Wow.
They need to they need to go to Kim's channel and watch that.
Hmm.
Maybe they're trolls of Kim 123.
Or maybe scam himself.
That's true.
Yeah, it could be Cam.
I hate to tell them, but DR
I'm
ain't gonna
just
become
picturing
white.
him. You know what's the thing, bro? Tep? He's doing that literally from his mama's cleaning supplies closet. You know, right next to the broom, the Lysol, and the bleach.
But if I could just take time for a moment, when I compare myself, I've been to 6 countries. Okay, I actually graduated from college. I have a successful career as a municipal employee, and I'm not a renter. I am a homeowner. And I will do even one better. I have a girlfriend. I'm everything that Kim123 wish he could be.
Jose, don't call him because he'll make a
So
video
we have
with you.
I don't care.
Kim123 don't got nothing on Jose. This man been doing this for over 12 years. He's a sorry loser. I hate to say, but DR ain't gonna become white. Majority of people are either black, brown, and because they
Look,
in
look,
Mexico ain't gonna become white neither. So once you
look.
look at the demographic of Mexico and the DR, they have a very low white population. So good luck with that.
America might become Mexican though.
Highly
Wow.
doubt it.
Hold on 1 second. Everyone, please welcome. Wow, hold on. Terrell, you're. Wow, Terrell, I had to mute your mic, man. You had a whole engine back there. You had a whole engine back there. But this guy's back. Okay, so I'm gonna keep the image. Give me a minute.
Of Dave Chappelle, yeah, keep it there.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I'm gonna bring him back.
Okay, bring him back.
Denise,
What?
maybe we should mention that on my stream on Friday regarding because it's part of the conversation regarding political correctness.
What part?
All right.
What his statements?
All right.
Oh,
Hold on,
his statements? Okay, go ahead, bro. Tip.
No, I'm gonna be going for good this time.
All right. Hold on. Albert, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, bro? How you doing, man?
All right. Okay, so
Hey, I've been
You want-
enjoying
you
the
wanna-
stream, man. Just incredible
Hold
live
on.
stream, brother. I'll never forget this night, man.
okay. So you wanted our attention. You have it. So say your piece.
Okay, I say I'm gonna be going for good now. So bye bye everybody.
Yeah, see you later.
Okay,
faggot.
have a nice one. Have a
Have a good
nice
Yes,
one.
be safe.
Suck my
Yeah.
dick, bitch. Hey, but real quick, man. Terrell, why you snitching, dude? Like, why you gotta fucking snitch, man?
Go derail somebody else's live stream.
Man,
You
shut the
will
hell
lose.
up, dude. Why you gotta fucking snitch, motherfucker? Like, why do you take this so serious, dude?
Why you keep coming on here?
Because I'm here to confront you, dude. Like, why do you take this? Like, why are you snitching? That's my thing. Why are you snitching?
Snitching? What is he snitching on?
Snitching. What is he snitching on?
He's snitching
Yes, I
on
like
me,
to know
dude.
too.
He's snitching on me.
Oh, snitching on what?
Who cares?
Because I'm
Nobody
dropping
Snitching,
dick pics, man.
snitching
Like,
on
why does he
what?
have to tell
Snitching on
everybody that I do
what?
that?
Snitching on
Ter-
what?
Terrell's been
He's
quiet
snitching on me
virtually
for
this
dropping
whole-
dick pics, man.
What?
Okay, all right.
Did you
So-
hear me? He's snitching on me for dropping dick pics.
Okay. So
my
was that your was that your piece?
Did you get everything? Yeah, did you get everything out of your chest?
Nah, man, I want to drop another one. Like, just can you like show the panel for just a little bit? So I can
No,
drop
I
No,
think
what-
for that
no.
you have to create
what-
your
No,
own
come on.
channel.
I want to get it out of my system. Like, just one more piece. Let me do it one more time.
No,
Yeah,
I
sure.
think you should save that for your own enjoyment. I think
No, I mean, I
you
always
know.
enjoy it. I
Or,
always enjoy it for the
or
rest
create
of the
your
day.
own
Yeah.
channel. You can do what you want.
Nah, shut up, Terrell. Shut up. Nobody's talking to you, dude.
That's not
Denise.
Terrell. Be respectful
That's not
to Jose because
Oh,
he
fuck you,
he
Jose.
hasn't.
Shut the fuck up, dude. We don't care. as I was saying though,
Jesus Christ.
Oh, gee, that's
Cocaine
right.
is a hell of a
man, Jose, why you
drug,
sound like a
man.
woman?
Here
You sound like
is
you're
an
like in your
mentally
40s and you sound like
intellectually
a woman,
challenged
Yeah.
man.
person in
You sound like a damn
action.
woman, you fat piece
This
of
is
shit. Get on
BBC.
testosterone, you piece of shit.
Oh my God. Dude, stop ingesting gasoline. That's a tough one to beat.
No, as I was saying though, can I please just drop one more? Please, let me drop
Jesus
one more.
Christ.
You need
No,
to go watch
no.
some porn on your computer, man, and start coming here.
Yeah, go enjoy your pictures
I
on the
already did
privacy
earlier. I
of your
just still
cleaning
dropped it on. Can I
closet,
just
the
drop it
mama's
one more,
cleaning
please?
closet. You
Dude, I
know.
already came out, man. Like, I'm not embarrassed about it, but can I please just drop one more?
Albert,
No, 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 no.
Albert, Albert, do your parents know that you're still awake right now?
No, so can like
Tomorrow you have
no, they
school,
don't. So
bruh.
can y'all please keep it down, please keep it down, because I don't
No,
want to hear this,
no.
man.
Tomorrow there's school. We are responsible adults. We want you to get
Yeah.
educated. Stay in school.
I am educated. That's why I have dick pics
Stay
on
in
my phone.
school. Stay in school, bro.
So hold on. All right, hold on. So Albert, are you part of the MXBC? I'd say wannabe gang. That those
No,
guys.
no,
You
I'm
part of
actually
them?
I'm part of OG Del Rancho's crew, man.
Okay, you're part of OGL.
Yeah, I'm with
No.
OG Del Rancho.
Okay, so let me
He
ask
sent
you.
me here.
Oh, yeah, okay. Listen, what is your guys' problems with black men and Hispanic women?
Well, look, I'll be honest, dude. A black guy took my girl.
I'm gonna ask again. What is your problem with black guys and Hispanic women?
Okay, look.
I'm
Protest,
trying to
protest.
hold it in, bro. I'm trying.
Wait, can y'all stop laughing? Can y'all stop laughing and let me talk? God damn it! Look, man. Just it's the reality is, man, is we can't compete with black men, dude. Like, let's be real here, man. We just don't have the goods, man. What should I do, man? Like, give me some advice, because I feel inadequate when I'm next to a black man.
I mean, I don't think you should be comparing yourself to other men in the first place. Men don't do that.
But I can't, dude. Like, my girl just keeps cheating on me, dude. Like, it's impossible not to.
Why don't you focus on being a better lover then?
What is that?
If a better lover is whatever it is that you're not right now, and that's why she's cheating.
Dude, I can't though, man. I got a 3-inch penis, dude. Like,
Well, I mean, we could have guessed that from the beginning, but that's
yeah.
not really what I asked you. Okay, look, if you guys are this insecure about black men and Hispanic women, why don't you just fly the nationalist flag of white supremacists? Because that's where you're getting it from. You're not creating this by yourself.
No, dude, I mean, we already do, but I mean, what's it like? It's not stopping it from happening, dude. Like, our women are still cheating on us. Like, there's no other way.
Women make. Here's why don't you let's print this on the billboards. Women make their own choices.
Right. Are you done printing it?
Women. It's women's bodies, right?
Yeah.
So they choose who gets in that bitch, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if it's a woman and she chooses who gets in her body, what's your problem?
Yeah. I agree.
That's the other thing too. You don't see black dudes tripping, and some woman wants to sleep with a white guy.
Yeah, but that's because they always pick them, dude. Like, they're always the first choice.
Who? Black men?
Yeah.
And why you don't learn how to share? Just share and be in peace.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Just share.
Explain it though, like
throw a blind eye. Just throw a blind eye. Keep it moving. Throw a blind eye.
Well, you're saying like I gotta be a cuck, right?
No. Throw a blind eye. Keep it moving. If it's a problem that has no solution, just keep it moving. I believe in you.
There
Go
you,
ahead.
What
there
should I
you
do?
go.
Like, make my dick bigger, man? Like,
No, no, nothing, nothing. Just keep it the
There's
oh,
way it
come
nothing.
is.
on, man. Like,
Enjoy
that's what I'm
yourself.
here for. That's what I'm here for. I want to know.
No,
I'm getting tired of getting
well,
cheated
it's
on, man.
not
Brother, congratulations.
right. Hold
I
on.
didn't knew you were a neurologist or a plastic surgeon and your streams were about
Yeah.
that. Yeah, man. You're so versatile, bro.
Hey, so where's Jose, bro? Is he still
But
here? Terrell?
well, this does bring up one of the things I did want to cover. I'll probably make a whole live stream about it, where a lot of people can like Albert. Albert, there's no way.
Yeah, yeah. What's up,
Like,
man?
yeah, just let me mute your mic, Albert. There's no way I can transfer the size of my dick onto yours. Those are non-transferable traits, right? So I did want to cover this in a completely different live stream where you have a lot you have a lot of gurus, quote unquote, who are promising people the amount of success that they have achieved when they are like, for example, there are a lot of women out there who are image gurus, and they're naturally beautiful. And they're like, you can be like this too. If you da 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 da. Well, her beauty is a non-transferable trait. You're either pretty or you're not. So if you're a young woman and you're tuning into our channel, and you want to get tips on how to get higher cheekbones and how to get perkier lips, unless you're doing plastic surgery, those are non-transferable traits. So my dick, whatever the size of it is, and your dick, whatever the size of it is, I can't transfer that to you. Okay? So I know you've been trolling, but I wanted to take this opportunity to make this into a serious discussion where we have a lot of these gurus. For example, there's a series of gurus who, I kid you not, made a few videos on how you can get a stronger jaw. You can't if you're not born with a manlier jaw than you have. That's it. You can't get a manlier jaw. You get what I mean?
This is what you hear, bro tip. This is what you hear, bro tip.
You know? Hold on. See, and look, Mel says, oh, not your Mel, Denise, melanated one. Melanated one says, man, this dude got problems, and it ain't about any women. Yeah, it's not about women. This guy's got issues. Uh, Albert, you have problems, and women
Hey,
have
but
nothing
look,
to do with your problems.
I'll say this. I mean, it's not just black dudes too, because man, I get cheated on with Asian guys too, man.
Yeah, so you see, it's not size, right? Because Asians supposedly, Asians have the smallest on the planet. So
Yeah.
right, so
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, like I'm Colombian, but I'm biracial Colombian. I'm black and white. So I don't know if it's because I'm mixed or
you're black and white. How are you?
yeah, but
Never mind.
Colombian. I'm from Colombia.
Colombia has a lot of surgeries that are cheap. Why you don't go look into it?
Well, I'm not in
Yeah.
Colombia. That's the thing, and I don't have like a passport or anything like that.
That will be a start. Get your passport.
So, bro, Tep, let me ask you, bro. How much are you packing, bro?
All right, he's gotta go.
No, dude, no. Hey, fuck Terrell. Come on, man.
Oh my god!
Don't
yeah.
kick me out, dude, please, man.
Yeah,
I love
Kick
talking.
it, brother. Kick it.
Come on. Hey, can I just talk to Terrell for like a second, man, please?
Oh my god. The obsession.
Wow, Terrell, what you doing to this dude, man?
I ain't done nothing to him. I don't even know this guy.
Mm-mm-mm. What is wrong with these people? It's mental. Yeah, it's mental illness, man.
Roll tab. We will need weeks to discuss this fully. What's wrong?
You know?
Oh my
Hold on one second.
god, you can't make it out.
How much you packing, bro? Oh my god, I can't.
Jesus.
Oh my goodness gracious. Thank
You know,
goodness I'm on vacation, or else I would have been sleeping by now.
yeah.
Oh
But
my
anyhow,
god.
I gotta wrap this up. It's 3 hours. That's the cap off, and so I'm gonna start wrapping it up. Hold on one second here. Let me go to. Yeah, Denise is killing me with that shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, that's them there, boy. But let me start wrapping things up. If you guys can actually give me your final thoughts on these things.
I'll start. One thing I would say is we have to. I think that the thing with media in particular, we're going to see more of this. I'm gonna call it the vitalization of masculinity. Um, we're gonna see this more and more, unfortunately, um, because of obvious reasons that we explained during this life. um in my opinion, I just think it's time to call for people to exercise critical thinking, and also to exercise discernment for certain things, because like I said, we have lived way too long in this fantasy that no, this can happen in America, when in reality America right now it's Russia 1890. And anything can happen in any country. Like I said, it's all about like us going back to the realm of reality. Every single one of these things that we're getting pushed comes or stems from our belief system that was instilled in us either through propaganda itself, or I know Jose is gonna come for me, but also by certain aspects of religion. So we have to dissect that. And I'm not saying that people should not believe in God. Believe in what you believe is right, but don't transfer your spirituality into life. And that should keep you within the realms of reality.
Um,
Hmm.
to
That's deep.
that,
That's
Denise,
deep.
I love you very much, but let's just say we're going to be agreeable when we disagree.
I agree to that.
Yeah. Jose, what are your final thoughts, man?
I wish I can say this whole concept of constant revisions is going to end. Unfortunately, it's going to continue and it's going to get worse. I mean, it's going to get to the point where Batman and Love Robin will be gay lovers and whatnot. And it's just that we really need to analyze things carefully as is and not what it should be. Um, actually, with the exception of the religion part, I do agree with Denise 100%. Rotan, I really appreciate you allowing me to be on your stream. Um, I do hope at some point you will participate in my streams whenever you are able. I think we will really appreciate your input.
Hell yeah, man. That's a date. That's an appointment. Definitely. You know. And I'm glad you came here too. You know, the pleasure was all mine, bro. Terrell, what are your final thoughts?
Well, my thoughts is that last part was kind of crazy, but this was a good live stream. We learned a lot, and hopefully we can do many more. And hopefully your channel can grow. And I learned some stuff, uh, and the question is, what they gonna do when people come over their countries and get their women? All they gonna do is watch, whine, bitch, and complain. That's about it. But they be all right. They should move on.
Mm, absolutely. All right. Thank you for coming through, man. I really appreciate you, and I need you to come
You
back again,
welcome.
bro. All
When you
right,
gonna be
man.
back?
I'm gonna try to do streams, as much as I can. Hopefully, like once or twice a week, or even more. We'll see what happens. But
All right.
yeah, yeah. Once again, I appreciate you, and I gotta move and start shutting this stream down.
All right. You have a good one.
All right, you too. All right. Now, all those guys who were talking about anti-government things. If y'all listening, government, I totally agree with you. I don't know any of them. All right. I don't want no trouble here. Moving on to what we were discussing earlier on. Let me remove the Kuntep avatar and get back to serious business here. Whoops, where's what's going on with StreamYard? StreamYard is crazy. StreamYard, StreamYard, you something else. StreamYard just stalled my whole thing. Let me get back to business here. The things I was discussing earlier before, and I'm about to wrap that up, is that when you have a society like Europe back in the 1400s, the 14 or 1300s, the 14th century, and you have a complex structure like that, we can't have 2021 people go ahead and place 2021 values over ancient societies. We'll let that slide. I will be making a video going in depth into all that because I gotta tell you, when I saw a lot of these 2021, I'm watching the movie and I'm seeing a lot of 2021 wording and values. They might as well have just said, this is the patriarchy. They might as well have said that. And at the time, I'm like, I can't believe what I'm hearing. And then one of them said, you know, it sounded like something. What's that woman's name? Who was the? There was a woman who was a feminist, Gloria Steinem. She was feminist and FBI CIA agent at the same time. So somebody like Gloria Steinem, if she wrote the script, that's what it would come out as. Because I'm watching the film and I'm kind of like immersed in it. And then all of a sudden I'm hearing 2021 dialogue. It's the power of men. I'm like,
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I start thinking, do you want this movie to be a period piece or do you want it to be some sort of, I don't know, parody? And then there are scenes where there are three men in a room and they're discussing just sheer nonsense. And they're arguing, they're dick measuring and arguing. and the point was already made. And the only thing I could think is,
Shut the up!
I thank everyone. Jane Boxing. No, you can come back later, Jane Boxing. You can troll me some other time. Stripper complex. Look at that. What the trolls are coming in? I don't understand. Albert, you're back as stripper complex. All right, fellas. Anyhow, it looks like you know what it sounds like. It sounds more like you guys are coming here because the people you work for, their channels ain't shit. Because I'm sitting here with 6 people viewing my channel right now because I disappeared off of YouTube, right? So with my little tiny audience, you've chosen to come here and troll anyway. Let me continue. We have to understand that 2021 belongs in 2021. It doesn't belong in 1380 or wherever specifically that this period took place in, right? So I'm glad that I'm back on YouTube, and I'll be trying to make videos as often as I can from now on, right? And most of you who don't like Brotet, well, that's tough because,
I am Ripper, Tearer, Slasher, Gouger. I am the teeth in the darkness, the talons in the night. Mine is strength and lust and power. I am Rotep!
Jose, you got a great idea, man. We're doing closed panels from now on because these guys are still, because I put the link up there in the comment section, these guys are still flooding in here. These guys are still flooding in. Uh, Everyone have a great night or morning, wherever you happen to be.